And we're live.
Hey, man.
Just like that.
Oh, my gosh. My microphone's turned off. Welcome. Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
It's Johnny Beane and John BL.
Welcome.
Welcome. It's Saturday Night Live, March 14th, 2020.
Isn't it St. Patrick's Day, or is that the 17th? That's the 17th. So that's coming up next week, I think.
I don't know. I think
I always get that, like the
I
get that. Yeah, it's canceled all over. But that and Valentine's, they're the 14th and the 17th, and I get them mixed up. Which one's where?
That's okay.
It's all good.
It's all right.
As long as I remember quick enough.
Mm-hmm. It's about almost it's almost midnight where you are.
Yeah, we got about. I got my big red clock here, so we got.
You said clock, right?
Yeah, I would hope. Yeah, it's the big red clock. I'm not going to hold it for the whole time. We'll just we'll put that over there.
The clock.
The clock, yes, it's
okay.
A time telling device. One of those sundial things.
Mm-hmm. Right on, man. So yeah, it's 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:59 Pacific, Santa Cruz time. It's raining.
Oh man, it's been a dreary day over here too.
Yeah, and before we say anything else, make sure to subscribe.
See now, yes, subscribe.
Subscribe. We're live on YouTube. You can subscribe, leave a thumbs up. We're live on Facebook as well.
Well, speaking of YouTube,
on Johnny Beane TV.
I've got the video paused, but it keeps updating. It updates even though it's paused, like I can't pause it on just a freeze frame.
Yeah,
it keeps updating.
It changes, huh?
Like I don't like looking at myself sitting there with the side of my head like that.
The stills change for me anyway. I've got it paused on this computer here.
Pop out the chat and then we can block that stuff.
Yeah,
much better.
Yeah. So welcome everyone. We're live on YouTube and Facebook, so you can watch us on either platform. I can see both chats. I don't know if you have.
I don't have the Facebook, but does it come up on our what is
within
chat?
Whatever this is? For me, it's in the chat. It shows.
Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah, I think.
You'll see a YouTube icon for YouTube. You'll see a Facebook icon for Facebook.
All I see is YouTube. I don't see any Facebook yet, but we'll see. Oh, there we go. Let's see. No, just YouTube. But maybe I'm not signed into Facebook on this computer, so you'll have to relay the Facebook messages.
I don't know if you have to be signed in though. I think it's automatically.
Oh, we'll see.
There, because Steve Anderson last night. Steve Anderson was here, and he saw he could read everything.
Yeah, I'll check it in a little bit. Let's get that. We'll see how that goes.
That was cool. And speaking of that, I'm going to go and share this video on Facebook.
Good idea.
So
we're just getting started. Let's do all the housekeeping stuff.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, and there's been some people here in the chat. There we go. Chris is on Facebook. Do you see that? Do you see him in the chat?
Let's see. Yes, I can see Chris. We're live. Chris Karuna. Excellent.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So I'll share some of this stuff. Wow, it's like back in the olden days of doing this show on YouTube. Before, we didn't have a live chat for quite a while, and the only way we could see the chat was people they'd be leaving real-time comments on the video,
and the comments would update
down below. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and so my phone would be going off nonstop during the show.
That can be kind of a disruption, when you're doing a live show.
No, I mean that's the way we did it,
Yeah.
And this was how long ago was this? Maybe
they're starting to consolidate everything. I mean, we can see Facebook and YouTube right here, so just makes the image smaller. I'll have to zoom in a little.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Last night I was listening to the show and listening to Jay drinking his beverage, and that bothered me. I'm like, God damn it, that ice! Stop doing that. But I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah, last night was fun.
Yeah, it was an epic show last night. Yeah,
last night was great.
Steve Anderson, everyone.
Steve Anderson was here, and if we're lucky, he'll be back.
Nice.
And
the rum meister himself.
Yeah,
I have my rum drink here.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I've got
tea.
My tea. That's right.
Is it tea in quotes, or it's really tea?
Yes, in quotes.
Oh, okay, good. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
How you feeling? You healthy tonight?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
I'm feeling good. Usually I get a seasonal cold, like, around the time that it changes into spring, and I haven't gotten it yet. So I don't know if it's indication that the new bug has kind of taken over, or if it's like, and I haven't gotten it yet, or I don't know what, but I'm just waiting to see. I guess it takes like 15 days to see if anybody's got it. So I feel like it's gonna erupt a little more before it gets better, but we'll see.
I guess I'm trying not to freak out about it.
Well, they closed my school for 2 weeks, and pretty much all the schools in the area. Staff we still have to go in, but I don't know how long that's going to last. For at least a couple of days, we're going to go in this week. But yeah, so I may be on vacation for a couple of weeks soon.
I think a lot of people, a lot of people will be, and I mean, that's how it is. And how do I do this?
What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do?
Let me see. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Facebook. It wants me to share the video as a watch party. Which is like a live, which is kind of weird because normally you do those. The videos I see for watch parties are videos that are already pre-recorded.
Right. I've seen a few of them I think it was on the Van Halen channel. What is it? 74 to 84 channel.
78 to 84. Yeah.
So yeah, and they're usually like the music videos or the a live video or something. Yeah. I haven't caught one of the live show, whatever they want to call it, live watch party. Yeah. But
yeah, I guess we could do one. It's just so much more stuff I got to keep track of, Yeah. This is insanity, you guys. You got to be like some sort of you got to have like 8 arms to actually to be able to do this stuff.
No, it is a lot. I mean, all the different feeds, the different platforms. It's I understand you're doing a lot of work behind the scenes. It's Johnny puts a lot into the show.
I do, and at the same time, it's not enough.
Yeah,
it's not enough stuff. But I think I think it'll get better.
Yeah.
It gets easier, and I mean, like I've said, you guys can't see this. I'm literally using 3 computers doing this. I've got the main one here, which I've got you guys on. I've got one over here, which has the. I'm mainly using it for the chat, and to see like how many people are watching and stats kind of stuff.
Stats, yeah.
Stats, and then I've got a laptop down here, which right here. And this is where I'm able to share the videos.
Right.
Like let's say when I share the screen when we're talking about something, this is where I do that from.
That's just all your StreamYard stuff then, right?
It's a lot. Yeah. Well, that's one of them.
Right.
That's one of them. Yeah. It's a lot of stuff.
Well, that's what I got, like the StreamYard on this computer, the chat, YouTube on that computer, and then I got my phone there, so. That's where I get the messages, any messages of.
I've got my phone covered in duct tape.
Oh man,
it's horrible. The what do you call it? The battery is melting or whatever.
What version is that? Is that a 5?
It's a 5S.
Yeah, I gotta get a new one myself. I get the 6.
Yeah.
I said 6.
David Allen Wright over on Facebook. Hey, man.
Yeah, who's in the chat tonight? Let's check it out.
Yeah, let me go ahead and try to share the video a little more, and then go ahead and read who do you see in there?
Well, let's see. We got SD Design says today is Straturday. No, wait. He says it's Saturday. I set all day. Yeah, well, it is Saturday. It's also Straturday. So thanks for joining us, SD Designs, JJ's House of Jams, Edwin McCrane. I almost said Edwin McCain. Back from the 90s. Shout out R2R3, Locking Nut, Dwight Bailey, hello, John Bulware, Fruitcake says, with Live Nation canceling all concerts, maybe there will be a ton of new kick-ass albums coming out. I thought that myself. Bands are going to be kind of cooped up in the studio, I would think, might get some real creative, people just locked in a room, kind of. So many classic albums were written under those conditions, so maybe we'll get something good this year. And then, like you guys were saying last night, maybe next year will be a great live, next summer and stuff. We'll have some great live shows. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the way we're going. California Home Builders. Yes, hey, we all appreciate Johnny doing these shows. Absolutely. Hugh Caldwell. Hello.
Thank you.
Gabriel Tone Guitars.
I love doing this stuff. It's a way to entertain and I don't know.
The time when you're locked, when you're kind of when you're cooped up in a house for weeks on end.
Oh yeah, we are now, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah, did you get all your supplies?
No.
You guys are out there. It sounds like you're struggling pretty hard.
It's horrible.
Basics.
Yeah. The stuff's gone. You can't get the stuff. You can't.
I went shopping on, I think, Thursday, and I got enough for myself anyway. And after Thursday, I heard Friday everything was cleared out. So it is kind of the same out here.
Did you hear about the guy that bought like thousands and thousands of dollars worth in hand sanitizer and
oh yeah,
and all that stuff, and he was going to resell the stuff on Amazon, and they shut him down. So now he has like a garage full of this stuff.
Yeah. Well, he can always open up like a little garage stand or something. Sanitizer.
I guess he could, huh? Man, this is so slow trying to share these videos. This is crazy.
That's all good. Jason McNamara.
Jason.
Hi guys. How you doing, Jason? Good to see you out there.
Yeah, man.
I say hi to Mickey Settlemeyer. Nice.
Mickey. What's up, dude?
Design asks, has anyone ever played a Rickenbacker? I've always liked the Rickenbacker. I've never played one myself. A bass. I've played a Rickenbacker bass, but not the what are they? They're kind of semi-acoustic, aren't they? Semi-hollow.
Semi-hollow. You got the guitars, you got the 6 strings, you got the 12 strings.
Yeah,
those are great.
Was the guy from the Byrds who made that famous kind of I can't think of his name. From the Byrds and you're thinking about come on.
Yeah. John Biel. What song is it?
8 Miles High I don't know if that's the one that they Roger McGuinn. Thank you. I knew someone would get that quick. Roger McGuinn made the 12 string popular. But I always loved the look of the Rickenbacker. Pete Townsend played him for a little while in his earliest days. I think even like the first album, 1964, 65, he played Rickenbackers. Just broke a lot of them, But I've always liked the look of the Rickenbacker, and the bass. Rickenbacker bass was another iconic. Paul McCartney, Lemmy. A lot of the most famous bass players always used a Rickenbacker at some point. Geddy Lee.
Okay, all right. I'll stop sharing for now, even though I'm not even close to being done. But yeah, if you're watching this on Facebook, feel free to share the video. You can get it over at Johnny Beane TV on Facebook. That's where it is. And before I forget, I should always say this stuff right away, but these videos are now podcasts.
Podcasts.
So you can listen to these things. Like last night, we did an almost 5-hour video last night. Okay, once we were done with that, I still sat here for like 2 hours working on the podcast. Nice. And then had to upload it, so it was ready for today, or just so
you're kind of
being up,
like you were saying, compressing it and getting the audio all, levels right and everything.
Yeah, because the thing with doing these videos, some of these guys, some of them don't have microphones, or the
some podcasts are hard,
way over here, or like it's like way over here, and
Yep.
And then so you got to compress and limit that stuff.
And we're doing a show about sound and music and that kind of thing, so it should sound good.
If anything, the audio for these shows should be right on. And I know you guys say, hey, play guitar. We can't always play guitar using some of these things that we use, like StreamYard, because just the audio isn't. I mean, it's not made for that. It's made more for like a talk show type of thing. Hey, Michael Wood. Michael Wood. Hey, man. Hey, Michael says that he has that Balance shirt that you're wearing.
Oh yeah, nice. Balance, what was it, 90, 96?
95. 95, 96.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
But yeah, so I podcast this stuff. I fix the audio, and then it's available on Spotify. You can subscribe to all these places if you already listen to them. Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, SoundCloud. And
I'd help you out, but I don't know all the different.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Those are just the ones I can remember. There's other ones, because some podcasts, they places, they bootleg the stream from another place.
Oh yeah,
I see the analytics, right, and it says I'm getting plays from these other places that I don't host it there, but it's getting
you get do you get credit? You basically get credit for it. Oh,
you get credit for it. Yeah. So that's great.
Nice.
That's great.
Now, do you have to do have you run into any problems doing the editing for like the podcast or anything, like audio issues that you've had to really struggle with? Or because I know I used to do a lot of mixing audio, like for video and not only I used to do weddings and all that kind of crap, theater stuff. And back in the 2000s, it was a lot more difficult, with mixing it like that. But I'm just interested if you've had any big issues, because I've done a lot of that editing.
Yes and no. I think when I first wanted to start podcasting this stuff, I didn't start doing the stuff right away. I wanted to start podcasting like a year ago, like a long time ago.
Like 2 years ago, I think.
Or maybe 2 years. Yeah, it's been a long time.
It was the buzzword for a little while, podcast.
Yeah, it became a joke. But so while I'm wanting to do that, I'm telling, some of these dudes, hey, you got to get a microphone. You got to wear headphones. And some of them are like, nah, I don't.
Yeah.
They're like,
I think that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Microphone, dude. I don't need headphones. I sound great. Yeah, and
the Rob Johnson effect.
Yeah, and it's like no, you have to. I want to podcast this stuff. The audio has to be right on.
Well, it's so simple these days. I've got like a little $10 interface that I have going into my little Chromebook here, from a mixer that I got, a Behringer mixer that's $25. It's got like one mic input and then a couple of other channels. and $100 microphone. So I mean, for far less than $200, you can get a nice audio setup, and it's worth it.
Yeah,
just for the quality of the show.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so the audio has to be right on, and so for the podcast thing, it wasn't for a long time, and I just kind of like, okay, whatever, and then I think Jay was telling me, you got to build it up, you got to upload a bunch of them at once, so it's kind of weird. It's like if you go over to the podcast, actually, I'll put a link to one of them here. So you guys
Did you do like some best of, some of your bigger interviews and stuff like that were some of the first ones you put out there? Or?
Sort of, yeah. Hey, man, you ready? Man, I've missed this dude, man. Hey, dude.
Speak of the devil. I heard my name. I was like, I guess I got to go in there. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Hello, Jay.
What's up, boys?
Nice to see you. Congratulations in person.
Oh, thanks, man.
Excellent.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Beautiful new Halen on the show last night. Good to see him.
Thanks, man.
The new Halen, the 2020 Halen.
Not the old Halen, but the new Halen. New Halen.
There you go. What's his name? I know you said it a couple times.
Well, his first name is Killian.
Killian, yes.
And his middle name is Wolfgang.
Oh,
I had to do it.
Man. This is Killian Wolfgang.
Yep. K Dubs, or as somebody texted me and said, "Oh, K Dubs." I'm like, okay, we're changing his name.
Well, what are you going to call him, like, for short? You can't call him Kill. I mean, that's yeah. I mean, do you call him K or?
No, I'll probably end up calling him Wolf.
KW or Wolf. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you kind of lock yourself into like a good nickname from the middle name instead of from the.
Yeah, well, it's funny because Jeannie was on Amazon tonight looking for some onesies and some stuff, and she kept putting in like outfits that have like wolves on them or a wolf out. I'm like, Jeannie, that is pretty cool, but
get into it. Yeah, definitely. Well, you guys must have taken some time picking out the name. So how does Wolfgang chart on like baby names these days? Did you see any of those kind of stats? I'm just wondering if
probably
it's become more popular. Probably
very
not.
few idiots like me.
And I'm sure Killian's even farther down on that list.
Yeah, it's like an Irish name.
It's an Irish beer. It's a good beer too.
Yeah. So anyway, how's everybody doing?
Just getting warmed up.
Great, man. I had dinner a little bit ago, and I'm trying to share the video on Facebook. It's they changed it. It's like they changed the way you do it or something, so it's not. I can't do it as quick as I used to, and so I'm just kind of slowly sharing this video around.
Oh yeah, I didn't do any of that either.
Yeah, I probably should have done all of it.
I shared it on my one social media, Facebook. That's all I do.
Yeah. So no, yeah. We were talking about the podcast thing.
I heard you.
And
I had it on.
How I work on I do all the I sit here for like 2 hours after we're done working on all that, and John was asking if if there's any times I've had to like really, really work on like fix the stuff. No, I mean it's gotten easier because everybody has microphones now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's really all about, and and to do a podcast, the audio really has to. For me, I'm thinking, if you're going to put something out there, it really has to be good.
It's got to be good. Yeah, it's got to sound good. You don't want somebody listening to.
Like I was saying,
I've heard those, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like 10, 15 years ago, I used to do videography for weddings, and I would edit the whole thing. I would edit, a 90-minute wedding video for some people that wanted the ceremony and everything. And God, some audio issues that I ran into with small churches and like trying to get the priest or the vows especially, and this was 10 years ago, and it was all analog and all like plugging in microphones.
VHS.
Well,
did they ever send you the honeymoon videos?
It was tape, No, thank God, no, I haven't seen any of those.
Did you ever have to do any voiceover dubbing, like when the camera's too far away and they don't have any microphone?
I did so many little tricks. Yeah, I mean, it almost came to that in some instances, just with like the whole, like, I used to use Final Cut Pro, and it was the audio like compressors and everything. I went through every little thing that you could kind of do to sweeten something if the audio was just really buried or whatever for whatever reason.
I just bought that. I just bought Final Cut Pro. I just bought Logic Pro. Like 5 different things, but it's weird because Apple, they say it'll take you 3 days to send you an email. To send you the link to it. Like, it takes a while. It's not an automatic download.
Yeah, I like Adobe these days. Strange. That's what I've been using. I've had not the latest, probably 5 years ago, Final Cut, and I think Adobe is better these days in the kind of the race for the video editing suites. Final Cut was great in the 2000s, but then I think Adobe is a little better.
Michael Wood, yeah, he likes Adobe. Yeah, I've got Adobe as well. I use that. Actually, that's what I used for the little thing you saw at the beginning. That was Adobe. Yeah,
it's just more. I think it's more user friendly and all in one. They've got all the different apps. The sound and the video and the illustrations and whatnot. Anyway, let's move on.
Are we done?
Yep.
Who's this?
SD Designs asking if any of us play the keyboard parts to Van Halen 2 as well.
Oh, I think maybe this guy did. Oh, I think he did.
Is that McNamara?
Right?
Hey, I love it when you guys pronounce my name correctly.
God! Whoa,
Jason!
Glad too loud.
Audio issues.
Talking about audio, yeah. Your microphone
your microphone has the coronavirus, man. That sounds awful.
You sound like this.
We are coming to your planet.
Oh, I'm glad that's not happening, man.
I don't. I wish that.
Is that a long? That looks like a long distance. I'm not going to say an SG microphone. It looks like a long distance microphone. Is maybe if you're further away. I don't know. Yeah, isn't that meant for like?
It's not the further awayness. Well, I mean, yeah. But what's going on though is it sounds like it needs to be
Jason's the audio
restarted
expert.
Or something.
I got an idea. Hang on.
You've got the robot sound effect turned on.
Just temporarily. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's just using the microphone built into my Mac. G'day, fellas.
Hey.
G'day.
Johnny, thanks for overnighting me your T-shirt from yesterday.
Oh, you're welcome, man.
Can't believe a little guy like you, T-shirt still fits me. Woohoo! Even got a bit of space too,
Wow.
Look at that.
Go figure. Congratulations,
to
Mr.
Japan.
Halen.
Did you really do that?
Exactly.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it.
Is that even possible?
You're setting up your kid to get beaten up in the schoolyard giving him names like this, aren't you?
No, with names like that, he's going to be doing the ass kicking.
It's going to be a tough guy, yeah.
Ain't nobody messing with somebody named Killian Wolfgang. You kidding me? No chance.
That's kind of cool.
No, I picture somebody from like the Gladiator or something like that. It's a Gladiator.
I want to show. I haven't been on this show for so long now. It kind of feels weird to be back.
Did you see that? I just took a sip of my capped water. That's how much sleep I'm getting.
Well done, mate. I've been there. I'm a dad of 2, as you know. I've been there. It's a challenge.
Yep, but it's fun.
But the funny thing, I'll wait till Johnny's finished his drink because otherwise you want to end up spitting it all over his computer with what I'm about to say. As I always say to my wife, I did the hard work. I put that thing in and wiggled it around for a while. I did all the hard work. She had the easy job.
A while.
for a short time, she had the easy job.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I commend our wives, like their effort to bring children into this world. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. If men had to give birth, we'd
I'll
either
forget it.
we'd be one and done, or a buddy of ours would go through it and we're like, I'm not doing that.
It's so true.
No, thank you.
It's so true. I got to try a different microphone too, because if that one was just too intense, then yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I thought the settings looked all right. So what was the issue?
It just sounded like it was clipping a lot, or I don't know. Was it a digital?
It's
sort of thing?
It's strange because I'm going through a Zoom H6 as my interface. I'll try it one more time and see if maybe. Actually, you know what? I'll turn it off and I'll restart it because restarting usually works on everything.
Yeah.
And I want to get back into this whole Final Cut versus Premiere thing because, as you all know, I'm a bit of a video guy.
Jason's the video guy. Absolutely. I've always wanted to talk video with you, Jason. So we can
Mate,
have that.
Let's do it. Because it's all music related. Because I do so much music work with my video stuff. So.
All right, well, you guys are doing this. It's too late for me to really pay attention to something that I know nothing about as far as video editing. So I'll man the chat room.
Yes.
For a few while you guys handle the.
Look at this, dividing up the work here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sharing the videos on Facebook.
Excellent.
I thought you were about to announce, actually, Jay, that you were going to leave because that's usually what you do whenever I come on the show.
All right, guys. Jason's on, so I'm out of here.
It's my cue.
Yeah, it's my cue.
Is it working better now or not?
No.
Wait, now. Wait, it sounded like yours, Johnny, was clipping there.
Yes, it was.
Oh yeah, because you're just
No.
no. It's just lower. What are you using for an interface into the computer? The Zoom? Does the Zoom goes like what, USB into the computer? Yes. Yeah, try a different mic. Maybe it'll.
Oh man.
Batteries?
Michael Wood. Michael
New
Wood.
batteries?
Yes. That's the whole reason we know each other. If you guys do you guys remember which one was it, Michael? Was it Tattoo? Do you guys remember a fan made video for Tattoo way back in the day when that song came out?
I'm sure I saw it, if
it might. I think Van Halen News Desk put it up.
yeah, that's if
it was everywhere.
Caught it or one of the
Well, Michael Wood in the chat on Facebook. He's the guy who made it.
nice.
That's him. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, put a
did-
link.
what
Put
did
a
he-
link in the chat. Definitely.
Did he re-edit the?
No. He took all. Actually, he'll put a link in the chat for the video. I don't know if they even had an actual video out yet. I don't know if the Van Halen. No.
Doesn't
No,
sound
it's
any
the same thing. It's the same thing.
So we got to go through all this, and then you guys got to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in the chat for a long time.
No, but wasn't there a lot of behind the scenes footage from that that also came out around the same time as the actual music video? So I could conceive that you could re-edit a lot of that video, that footage to, however, to make it look different, cooler, whatever. I'm sure I saw the different edits.
Yeah. Well, no. This might have been before.
Oh, before even the music video.
This is before the tour, right? I don't think there was a tour yet.
God, I'm sure I may have seen it at some point, maybe 8 years ago. But check it out again.
8 years, my gosh.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I can't figure out why it's having problems. I've used this so many times on this show, and for some reason today it just doesn't want to work.
You sound fine, like just normal without it.
Yeah, but I sound sexy through this mic. Like this mic sounds good.
Yeah. What kind of mic?
I get my
Sennheiser.
No. This is a Audio Technica BP 4073. It's a.
Now I got to get my SG mic.
Yeah,
I think I have the same one.
That's interesting. Not that he can hear me now. But yeah, I use this on video jobs and stuff as well. And usually when I do voices overs at home, I use this and it just it sounds so good.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah, it doesn't now. I'm using the built-in microphone, smart ass. Yeah, well. Now, I needed to quickly go back because there was a really lovely, actually, a couple of comments, but there was a really lovely comment. I'll wait till John puts his headphones back on. Yeah, don't say that about him. I mean, seriously, bald guys. Can you trust a bald guy? I mean, really?
I think yours is bigger than mine, Jason.
Well, that's what she said.
Exactly. What is this? Asden. Mine's an Asden.
Well, mine was like about $800. So
yeah. So you got to.
I use it on professional.
Yours is better than
jobs.
mine.
Well, there you go. There was a gentleman. I don't know if he's still in the chat. His screen name, I'm going to probably read it wrong. Basically, reads as Tubin1. TOOBBI. Sorry, TOOBBINN1.
Tubin.
Yeah.
Wow, there's an echo. Anyway, he says, Jason McNamara, thank you for being so nice to. Wow, he kind of didn't read his text. Anyway, basically said thank you very much for being nice when they came into the store. Thanks for the Alex Lifeson stories. So that's kind of cool, isn't it? Somebody who watches your show came into Ishibashi when I was working there in Tokyo and met me in the store and just said thanks in the chats to the show for me being nice to them when they came into the shop.
Wow, that's really cool.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. That makes my day. So whoever you are, thank you. You made my day.
You're a nice guy, Jason.
It's a small world.
Okay, he's just said thank you in the chat. So, please remind me something. He says he was there August 2015. Are you by any chance the Canadian guy that came in with about 10 family members all up that came in to see me one day? Because, man, that dude was incredible. Hang on. You gave me a huge tour of the store. Nice. I wish we could just bring random people onto the show. Sometimes it'd be so much easier.
We can.
We can.
No, he's like, dude, if you want to jump into the show, tell us in the comments and Johnny can send you a link and we'll get you on the show and we'll say hello and catch up. That'd be really nice.
All right, now I'm really going to go. No, it's funny because Johnny has said multiple times, man, like, hey, if you want to join, send me a message or whatever, and nobody sends a message.
Everybody thinks about it, and and then they get a little scared when it.
Well, listen,
anybody out there.
For the most part, we're all teetering on being nice guys. We're not going to do anything creepy or crazy.
I can't tonight, but another night. Excellent. Tubinen, thanks.
That's right. And Mickey Saddlemeyer says, "Hey, hello, Mickey. How you going, mate?" And also somebody. There you go. Bring Renus on. I've never met Renus on here before. He wants to join.
I don't know if we want him on.
Yeah,
we like Renus, but he's got a history of
he's a loose cannon.
Erratic behavior.
Bit of a loose
cannon. That's a good way to put it. Have you had a haircut recently, Mr. Hannon?
Yeah.
You look like you in every single picture
with my just whatever. I didn't want to be in every single picture with my newborn son with a baseball hat on, Even though if you look at all the pictures, I still have it on anyway.
Somebody, SD Design asks, who are all these guests? Maybe he doesn't know who we are, or maybe he's never seen the show before. I don't know.
So SD Design was in here like an hour ago in the chat, and he was saying he's brand new. It's like his second time.
Oh, okay.
Again, welcome.
Well, welcome. So look, I'm the most talkative person in the room. I can't help it. But Johnny, who's above me, that guy up there, it's his show. He's the one who puts this whole thing together, and he gives a lot of his personal time. I'm going to praise Johnny because he deserves it. He gives a lot of his personal time to making sure that there's a bit of fun out there for an audience. Yeah, hell yeah, for an audience that wants to enjoy exactly what we do. We're a bunch of guitar players who sit around and chat about music, but we also talk about life and current events and having families and all this stuff.
Yeah. And you're on right now the Saturday Late Show, which is really, really just us hanging out BSing. And it's, I guess, less gear oriented, even though sometimes it does get pretty heavy with that stuff too. But the Tuesday and Friday shows are more geared towards gear. Geared towards gear. I should trademark that. Where is it?
Yeah.
Johnny.
Grab it quick, man.
Grab it.
That's kind of long, but
geared towards gear.
He's asked for an intro. So go on, everybody tell who you are, where you are, and what you do. So, You go, Johnny. It's your show.
I'm a longtime musician.
Architect.
Yeah. I'm an architect and
Nuclear physicist.
Come on,
I-
guy. Let's give the guy a reason to watch the show. Come on.
I export importer exporter diapers and potato chips.
Potato chips, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah.
Art Vandalay. No, I'm a longtime musician, and I started doing vlogging on YouTube, years ago. The channel's been here since 2006. And a few years ago, I started doing live talk show type music-related videos. And here we are.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm about 6 foot. I really love music, and the one that really gets my tits hard is doo-wop music. For some reason, there's something in the doo-wop music that really gets me going. So if you like doo-wop, let me know. We'll hook up. Are we done? We done? Okay.
The funny thing is, we only ever call you Jay. Like when I first learned that your name was actually Jason, I was like, "That's so weird."
Well, we've got two.
We've Jason to me.
Jason, and I'm Jonathan. I don't know if he's Jonathan. He's John.
What? Jonathan.
That's a good point. John, Jason. Go figure.
Look at that.
All J's.
So go on, BL. Let's hear your BS, BL.
I'm just an ordinary guy. I found Johnny's
What is this, a dating video?
Hold on a second. When somebody says they're an ordinary guy, you better check their hard drive. That's all I'm saying.
I got turned on to Johnny's YouTube.
He got turned on by Johnny's YouTube.
Wait a minute.
No, I'm I play guitar as well. I'm from Massachusetts, north of Boston. Boston, can you hear it in my
No, not
accent?
really.
Not really.
Boston.
I try and downplay it. Let's see. I used to do a lot of live audio engineering and that kind of stuff, recording, and I like the technical side of music. I'm less of a musician, more of a techie. But we all love Van Halen. We all love classic rock.
Hell yeah.
And
Yeah.
And doo-wop. Don't forget doo-wop, Johnny.
Doo-wop, exactly.
For Jonathan.
Hip hop and gangster rap. It's kind of what we're all about.
I can't do his impersonation correctly, but what you talk about, Willis?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, and these are videos, but it's also a podcast, like I was saying.
And Jay, you're wearing your Gizmachi shirt. Jay's touring with, all you guys were kind of touring musicians at one point. Jason has toured with bands and shot video with bands, and Johnny and Jay have also toured, at least in America. I think, Jay, you did a European tour, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I played
nationally
in Kazakhstan
touring
once.
Guitar players. Nice.
Huh? You played where?
Kazakhstan, New Year's Eve of 1998 into 1999. I was playing in a 6-night-a-week cover band at the Hard Rock Cafe in Dubai in 98. It was my first ever international tour. And this dude,
wow.
I'm 6'3", as you know. This dude who made me look short, like he was up here somewhere. Like I think it was a giraffe, maybe. He was from Austria. He was from Austria, and he came in. He's like, "Yeah, I'm here on holiday, and I am the forget the accent." He said that he was the assistant general manager of the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Almaty, Kazakhstan, which was the capital back then. And their band had pulled out for some reason for New Year's Eve, and it was a last-minute thing. He was just on holiday. It was I think it was December 12 or somewhere just before the actual middle point of the month. Mm. And we were supposed to finish up and head back to Australia, I think maybe not even a week later. And it turned out that he proposed. Would have been a little bit. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He proposed, "You guys are a great band. Would you be interested in coming out to Almaty, Kazakhstan, and playing our New Year's Eve for us, so that we can still have our New Year's party?" And sure enough, we did. So I've played in Kazakhstan.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Where is that? That's kind of somewhere between Russia and China or something. Russia
yeah, it's
and India.
So if you look at a map, basically you've got Russia like up here, like everything, and then China down here, and it's actually to the west of Mongolia, and it's above China, below Russia, because it actually used to be a part of Russia, but then when the Soviet Union got broken up, it became its own country. I think that was 91 when that happened. And it was great. It was an interesting experience. But the funny thing that I found about the place is, like, this is a really bizarre dichotomy. 98% of the guys are just huge, like gorillas. And 98% of the girls are just these tiny, dainty little things, because, like, there's a huge thing there where a very large amount of the population is half Russian and half Asian, whether it's half Chinese or half Mongolian. And you get these beautiful petite little girls, these massive dudes. It was an interesting thing to see. I don't know what it's like now, but that's what it was like 21 years ago when I was there.
Cool.
It was interesting. But
Kazakhstan, isn't that where what's his name?
Ivan Drago.
Was it Ivan Drago? No, the other one. What's his name?
Rocky 3.
Yeah, Ivan Drago, but the comedian there.
Rocky 4.
Rocky 4, sorry.
Anyway, I can't think of his name. I'll think of it.
And now I live in Tokyo. So I'm an Australian. I've been living in Tokyo for the last 8 years. And so right now for me, it's 1:44 on Sunday afternoon.
Wow.
What time is it there, Johnny? 9:44 on Saturday night?
Yep. Exactly.
12:44 Sunday morning here, and I think Jay's on the same.
Jay, I always forget, which city are you in?
It's a little town of
Borat. Thank you. Everyone's saying Borat.
Sorry, little town of what?
Little River, South Carolina.
So, man, I got to get to the Carolinas one day. For some reason, of all the places in America that I want to get to, something's drawing me to the Carolinas. I want to get over there.
Well, you got a place to stay. There's a Holiday Inn right down the street, man.
I saw that coming from a mile away.
It was so hard. It was so hard to even say that. It really was.
There's a campground around the corner.
Yeah. Look at you digging in and then feeling bad for being a prick. Come on, you're fine. It's all good, mate. So look, let's get into this whole videography thing that we were going to talk about, because it's kind of fun. Johnny, the main thing with Final Cut, and this is a really important thing, is knowing how to set up your libraries in the first place. So if anybody watching does video editing, I'm quite well known in this circle of all of us as being like kind of, I wouldn't say the ultimate video guy, but I've certainly got a lot of experience. So with Final Cut, right, when you very first start a new project, you need to make sure that you start a new library first. So when you go up in the top corner of your Mac and you hit File and it drops down, there's an option there to choose New Project. Yeah, I know, John's run off to grab something.
I want to leave and I didn't even go, you know?
Well, I don't have it yet.
You're getting it. Okay, well, wait till you get it and then give me a call. When you get it, give me a call. We'll do a video chat and I'll run you through it.
Definitely. That'd be
basically,
great, man.
It's great.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Are we boring you, Mr. BL?
No, we're talking video, so I grabbed some of my gear and we'll show that.
Jay went the complete other route. Go on, Jay. Reveal yourself.
No, I was like, wait, John left. I want to leave, and I didn't even go yet. You know, it's like he was interested in it, and he gets out. Oh, I can't even talk right now.
No, keep going, man.
Now, see, Mark Wood says libraries, no thanks. I just import files. Thank you. Now, that is a good point. But here's the thing. If you use a library, the point of that is, and even if you don't have it yet, this will help to explain it. Imagine having boxes, all right? Very layman's way of saying having boxes. If you have a library, you have a box that within that you can put all these other little boxes like Russian dolls, which is essentially your files for that particular project. If you don't make a library to start with, what happens is that every single video that you work on ends up inside of that one master library. And by the time you're done, you've got so much stuff in there that you can't even manage what's where. And you end up with like a file list that is literally like an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Versus if you make a new library. It is very much so. If you can do your organizing, you imagine, right? You have a bookshelf and you put everything that you own inside of one box. You're going to run out of space. Things are going to overflow and so on and so forth. But if you compartmentalize it, everything makes perfect sense. And that's exactly how I run my video libraries. And that's why I do well with it, because I can do, say, like, for me, when I get on and do a multi-camera shoot where I say have anywhere from 12 to 36 cameras, it's not unusual that I'll have 30 plus cameras as a multi-camera edit for the sort of work that I do. But if I used one library for all of that, man,
that's crazy, by the way. 30 cameras, wow.
Well, it's kind of fun for me, and I enjoy it.
It's like the Super Bowl.
Oh, God.
Super Bowl probably twice.
Oh, we're in trouble. Quinton James is in the chat.
Hey, Quentin. Yeah, and you can. I mean, this also relates to music editing as well.
Of course, yeah,
it does very much, and that's where I got a lot of my skills from.
And audio is at least half of making a good video production. Audio is at least
Can I just make a quick shout out that one of the most intelligent people in our community is in the chat right now, and that's David Allen Wright. That dude's a good soul, and man, he's smart. Props to you, Dave.
Hey, David Allen. Hey, man.
And then we got Quinton James on the other spectrum.
Oh my God.
He loves it. Honestly, Quinton just loves stirring the pot to see what comes out. That's what makes him so cool, is he just loves to stir shit. He's classic. That's what in Australia, that's what we call him, a shit stirrer. It's a term of endearment. Do you guys say that in America? Shit stirrer? No,
I've heard it, but it's not a common thing. Like sometimes I'll say, "Oh, you're stirring up the shit."
Yeah, it's the other way around.
Yeah. See, no, in Australia, when we say shit stirrer, it just basically means somebody who just likes to prod to have a little bit of fun and make jokes.
Poking the bear.
Yeah, but like, see, when you guys say poking the bear, you kind of take it a bit more seriously. I don't know. It's like we're just so easygoing in Australia.
Poking the bear is a serious, like, oh, dude.
I know that one.
Yeah.
Don't poke the bear.
Don't F with that guy, dude. It's like,
yeah. Well,
what are you nuts?
It's like having a chat with Nesdol. That's poking the bear. Same thing.
There you go.
Oh, can I? You know what? I can't help myself. I'm such an asshole. I'm going to do my impression of Dave all this week. You ready?
Don't anybody tell him this is happening right now.
I don't care. You can tell him. I don't give a shit. Here we go. You ready?
You got to lean back a little further.
Oh my! Look at that face. Oh my God, that's so weird. Look how serious he is.
And then the quote, "That's very funny."
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh my gosh.
Look, we all go through things sometimes. I'm sure he's going through something. He'll be all right. I heard his show went well. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I heard it went well.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I saw probably just over an hour of it. And
very cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Good.
Wait a minute, who's that?
Yeah, who was that? I heard that.
Yeah, it was
Very
weird.
cool.
Oh.
It's the quote master.
That's very funny.
Like Dave's channel, I would say, I mean, it's only been on one episode so far. But I would say Dave's show is more like cut and dry. It's like it's definitely 99%, maybe even 100% gear. You know,
and that's cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
He has a lot of knowledge. He has a lot of knowledge. Thank you, Butchnoff, if I've pronounced that correctly.
G. Butchnoff, yep.
Yes, indeed. But Johnny, what you were saying is very true. Like I actually, when I started doing video stuff and editing everything together, just yesterday I put up on Instagram and Facebook a video of me doing Stairway to Heaven double neck guitar performance in Dubai from 2012, and I edited that in 2013. And this is how I kind of got good at doing what I do. Is the the software I was using at the time was called Pinnacle, and it only had 2 timelines that you could put on that software. It was very restrictive. But I was using about 8 cameras. And what I would do is I would find sections that I liked on one timeline and then cut them over top and have to find the right space and try and put them out so that they synced up and everything. It was a really arduous task, but it really trained me in the discipline of figuring out what goes where and how I wanted to do it. Now with Final Cut, it's way easier, but it gave me that background and the skill.
Pinnacle a long time ago. That was one of the first home editing things that I used.
Yeah, and I think it was maybe 2009 or 8 when I first got it. I remember I had 12. I had 11, then I had 12, then I had 15. And it was kind of like running with a broken leg in the sense of compared to what I can do now with Final Cut. But it really taught me the skill. But the thing that helped the most was the fact that I'd programmed a lot of back. Okay.
Oh my God.
I programmed a lot of backing tracks over the years. So I'd done a lot of, I'd probably done about 400 cover band backing tracks during my touring days. And that whole thing of copying and pasting and putting things in and quantizing but not making it feel incorrect and whatever, transferred exactly that over to video editing. And that's kind of what got me there. And as you said, audio production is a very similar bag. It's just a matter of learning it in a new language, so to speak. But then, of course, with video, you've got things such as color grading, which you never had to do before. You got things such as monitoring audio, which most people who get into video don't have that. Whereas the four of us, particularly because John's done it before, and now you're going to do it, Johnny. When you get into doing it with video, you've suddenly got all this audio knowledge that most videographers have no idea about whatsoever. It's a huge advantage.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And hey, Mario over on Facebook. Good to see you, dude.
Mario!
The captain's here. I saw him a little while ago.
Michael Smith, hey, dude.
The captain.
Oh, Michael Smith's here. Awesome.
Hello,
Hey,
Michael.
Yeah.
I was asked by SD Designs about the backing tracks. I did it all on my synth. Like inside of there, I've got a Roland Phantom G7, which is a 76 note synth that has a 16 MIDI track built in, and you can do. I'm trying to remember. I think it's like up to 128 tracks of audio in there as well. And I did everything on that when I was touring, because that way I'd just take one keyboard, had all my sequencing, all my live playing sounds, everything all in one box. Had 4 outputs so I could run a click track out of one. I even had bass on track 4 in case I ever did a gig where we didn't have a bass player for whatever reason. You know, you might do a 3-piece scaled down gig or something like that. So that's how I did it.
Oh, that's cool,
Nice.
man. That's cool.
Jason, have you
Honestly-
ever seen one of these?
Sorry, go. Hell yeah.
Worked with one of these?
Yep. I've never used one, but I know the camera well. Yes.
XL2. Unfortunately, I bought this in 2005, and it was right at the cusp.
Broken.
Right at the cusp of moving into HD. This was the last. It was just before HD, so unfortunately, it's not HD, and it was out of. I couldn't use it like 5 years after I.
It's out of your
bought
jurisdiction.
Does it record in 480?
Yeah, it's widescreen and it's true wides. Well, whatever, 16:9, true 16:9, which was kind of the feature that this camera, had at the time. There was the DVX 100 or the Panasonic one? Was it the DVX 100 and the 200? Well, I think the 200 was true HD, but this one was. They would crop the screen in the DVX, but this one was actually, 780 by, I don't know, whatever. Before, just right before the turn over to 1080. Nerd.
To be honest with you, doing 4K now is just a waste as far as I'm concerned. It's just too much data to manage, and it's too difficult. I output everything in 4K, even if in the 1080. Even if I happen to record something in 4K so I can push in for the quality on a Zoom later, I output everything in 1080.
That's what it's good for, sure. Yeah, you can zoom in to crop it better.
Exactly.
Bender Guru.
Exactly.
Hello.
What were you going to say just a minute ago, Johnny, or have you forgotten already?
He's just laughing at us.
No, hey, John Boer. Yes, I am quarantined. Everybody kind of is. Yeah, well, not everybody, but if it's a good idea.
Self-quarantine.
If you can, yeah, just stay home. Stay away from people.
I have to admit, there's been some pretty funny memes going around with Corona. I hate to admit it, but it's so true. I saw a great one yesterday. My friend John, who's the guitar tech for Striper, among other jobs that he does. This is pretty funny. Game night in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, it's all toilet paper. Yeah.
I love how somebody's putting up the middle finger at the top as well. But they're actually genuinely having a game with it.
that stuff is gold right now because you can't find it.
Yeah,
you can't. There's none of it around here.
Well, how much toilet paper do you need? I mean, a roll will last me, a significant amount of time. So I don't know. I mean, all you need is a couple rolls.
I'm stocking up on cheese. Don't need toilet paper if you're constipated. He comes up with some very funny
I'm confident that within 2 weeks it'll be easier to get, so I'm not too worried about
the coronavirus.
Couple rolls in storage. That
a Fender Guru has a question. I think he asked this last night, and we apologize we didn't get to it, or I saw it and then forgot about it. But he said, "Can we discuss any ideas about Van Hagar remasters? The only way that's going to happen is if Sammy ends up back in Van Halen for whatever reason, you'll see the remasters then. Or when I hate to say it, but after Eddie, if Sammy never gets back in Van Halen, it's going to take Eddie Van Halen passing away for that to even be a discussion. That's my opinion."
Yeah.
Didn't they remaster?
Supposedly in Japan, they remastered 5150.
Is anybody in Japan watching this?
Oh yeah, we got to find
great
somebody.
if we had somebody from Japan.
Yeah, I wish we knew somebody that lived in Japan that we could like. Hey,
great.
Anyway,
we'll move on. I guess we'll just move on.
So what do you think?
Wait, Jason, you all right over there?
Sorry, something just got a hold of me.
Anyway, where are you coming from?
In the words of Ford Fairlane, my dad's bonus. Seriously, that's a quote from the Adventures of Ford Fairlane. You got to love Andrew Dice Clay. Yeah, well, hey, I'm in Tokyo. I mean, you don't have to get from me to get from here to downtown Shibuya, which is like where our kind of Times Square is, where the Scramble Crossing, where I did my opening for my Eddie Van Halen video is. It would take me on a bicycle, because we ride bicycles a lot here. It's about 10 kilometers, which I think is probably around at a guess like 1.6. So it's about 6 to 7 miles anyway.
Well, that's not bad.
Not that far away.
I had heard, I don't know if this is true, but the let's say the 5150 0812, like those two albums, Jay, I told you this. The ones that are on Spotify are the remasters.
That I heard that.
That's what I had heard.
Is that definitely true, or is that just kind of a rumor?
I don't know.
Well, he heard it, so I don't know if it's definitely true because he heard it.
I heard. Well, I read it.
The greatest hits and stuff like that. Those songs end up getting remastered for that, but it's kind of different with that. It's more of a overall volume when they're doing a greatest hits. It's not as detailed as like if you're mastering an album or remastering an album. It's not like a full.
It's more just it probably depends on what it is, but you can definitely tell the difference if you listen to a song from 0812 or 5150 on the best of what do you call it? The best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Compare that to one of the ones from the actual records, and you do definitely hear a difference.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
And I know that the whole Roth catalog was remastered in 2015, and that is more like the remasters. They did separate remasters for all of the, streaming and stuff like that. So if they were to remaster the Hagar or Van Hagar era, they would do a version of masters for streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see him do it, man.
Yeah, they're kind of been ignored over the last.
Yeah, that's one thing that kind of irks me.
It's 04.
I understand that you don't want to play those songs live if you play live, if you want to ignore the entire Hagar era. But at this point, like, just put the albums out, remaster them. Like,
I wish Sammy would be back in the band. I just miss Van Hagar as a lineup. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I don't care he doesn't like the fact that I love it. I love it.
I love it too, man.
There was a Japanese release in 2005 from Warner Brothers, an official release. 2005 was the last. 5150 was released in 2005. I don't know.
Yeah,
if it's a remix or what, but
I think it is. I think they are remastered.
It's not it's definitely not a remix. It's just
remastered.
Remastered.
Yeah, difference. Yeah.
I do know the bands have a little less control. I mean, I don't know if it's every band, but I know a lot of like the labels and the distribution labels. Like sometimes your record label will sign a deal with, different things around the world for different countries, and I know some bands have less control with what happens, in different areas of the world than they do in America.
International, yeah. It's
Yep.
And there's a lot of bootlegging too.
Yeah.
Of stuff. Like, I don't have it here. I have an 0812 cassette. And it says it's official. And I forget what country it's from, but you look at it, it's like, wait a minute.
Wasn't there a blue cassette that came out?
Yeah.
For,
a blue 0812 cassette. Have you seen that?
I still have my original OU812 vinyl that I bought when it first got released back home in Australia. Alex King posted this on Gear Noodler's forum. This is hilarious. That's at his own house. He's just showing off.
Oh,
oh man,
that's pretty funny.
Cassette, was it? What do you know? What year the cassette was released, Johnny?
No,
was it from 88? Was it 88?
It would have. Yeah. It would have been like blue and green. The front's blue and the side is like green. Yeah.
Or was it a U.S. or was it from a?
No, it wasn't U.S. No.
Well, it's a lot of times like the record clubs would put them out on a different color, like whatever those record house companies that they used to do.
Columbia House.
What I'm talking about.
Columbia House. It wasn't Columbia House. No.
I
almost forgot.
I'm looking for it.
I always forgot you got to be careful talking about Quentin James on the show because he does shit like this.
It's like the Super Bowl. Oh, God. Twice. Oh, we're in trouble. Quentin James is in the chat. Hey, Quentin.
Now do a video of me showing a video of you doing a video about you with me doing it here. And
There we go.
Okay, here we go. Okay, let's give him his moment of glory. Here we go.
It's like the Super Bowl. Oh, God. Twice. Oh, we're in trouble. Quentin James is in the chat.
Yeah, smart ass.
Oh, it was a perfect freak moment.
I guarantee that's going to be a video from him.
We could loop it. We just keep looping that over and
Yeah, right.
all the different generations of the uploads of that.
That's what everybody does with Instagrams. You and I did that with an Instagram story a while ago, Johnny. I think we got to like 10 or more shares.
Yeah, we just kept reposting.
It was like when you have a mirror in front of you and a mirror behind you, and it kind of does that whole like dissonant effect.
It got so small. The actual post, yeah.
That was pretty funny. I wonder if I can pull it up on my Instagram. That was a good laugh.
Man, there's a lot of different versions from different countries. There's an orange version from Yugoslavia.
Whoa!
Sorry. Yeah, I know. It's a problem having things playing on the show. Sorry. Somebody just posted something that was cool.
Just different cassette versions that I'm looking at here, like Yugoslavia.
Well, in the meantime, Fenderguru asks, do you expect anything? Let's see. Do you expect anyone to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Carnal Knowledge next year?
That's such a good record.
Oh, it's great. I'm sure if the Circle go on tour or something, I'm sure Sammy will come out and say something about like, hey, since this is the 30th anniversary, we'll do a couple extra songs or one. I'm sure Sammy will talk about it.
They're still promoting that.
Sammy will talk about anything.
Yeah.
Did they cancel that tour? Because they're still promoting it around here.
John Biel.
They cancelled South America. Oh, John Biel, look at Johnny's screen. Look at the screen, John Biel.
John Biel.
Yeah. Which one is it?
Like that, right? Those
Yeah,
aren't the
just
ones
go-
that I had, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's like different
Oh yeah,
pressings that they're not. I don't think they're official.
They're official now.
You know,
Just trying to see if I can find the one with the blue cassette.
I actually have it in the garage. I
This
could
looks
actually
like a
find
box
it.
set. This is kind of cool. Look at I don't know if you can see
Johnny?
that.
Yeah, it got to the point where our story
We had a bit of fun.
just kept sharing over and over and over.
And like literally, neither of us discussed doing that share. We just had a bit of fun with it. It was 9 weeks ago. And let me see, 1, 2, 3,
Oh, yeah,
4, 5, plus what you did. Yeah, it was 10 shares
Man.
between what I did and what you did.
This one here was from PC Studio. That's the bootleg or whatever. The PC Studio was the company that did that one with the crazy kind of background.
Fruitcake Tony says, I'd like to hear the second Sharon album stuff. Wonder how much of that ended up on A Different Kind of Truth. I would say none of it. I think the second album of Sharon, that was going to be original, material.
Do we know anybody that knows Sharon?
Well, he said recently that.
That's someone that actually talked
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm.
Are you pushing me?
But he had said, that stuff was more along the lines of like classic. And this is recent too. Like a couple weeks ago, he had an interview about it, and it said that stuff was more, geared towards the first, like the earlier Van Halen stuff. But
Hang
who
on,
knows,
if he's at home in Boston, it's going to be pretty. It's going to be like what, just after midnight. I shouldn't call him now.
No.
It'll be 1 a.m.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
Yeah.
I was so tempted to call him and just see if he's awake. So tempted.
I doubt he even would want to talk about that on here because I'm sure he has recordings, but I'm sure that these guys 867.
I'm not going to.
Gary's from my neighborhood, man.
He is there. I'm not going to lift up and show his number, but he is in my phone.
Oh,
But I'm
careful.
sure that he has recordings.
Where is he
of
living? Where is he
that
living
stuff,
these days?
But he has to sign
I don't know exactly, John. I'm not sure where he's living.
I'm
sure he had to
he's
sign.
from my area. He's from the north of Boston area.
Oh, you could
Nice.
be neighbors.
Mhm.
What I read was a lot that the album that Sharon put out, like after Van Halen 3, like the solo record, a lot of those songs, he reused a lot of the lyrics from that Van Halen record, from the new one, for that.
Well, yeah, that's what
that's
a
just
vocalist
lyrics,
would do,
though.
sure.
That's not-
Like
Is
the
that,
top- like-
is that Hurt Smile? That's the band.
It was the Elvis one.
Oh no, he had a band with his brother. His brother's a pretty decent guitar player. And what's his name?
Tribe of Judah.
The bass player in the band.
Tribe of
is
Judah, Hurt Smile, and
It was Greg? Is it Greg?
His brother.
Yeah.
Tribe of Judah
No,
is post Van Halen.
There you go. Maybe that's it. No, I'm referring to the guitar player who now plays in Steelheart is the bass player in Hurt Smile, which is Gary's band with his brother.
I heard that their first album. It's pretty good, man. It's pretty rocking.
I got the second album. The second album's great. I haven't heard the first one, funny enough.
Well, real quick, AI Gaming says I had 5150 on cassette. The first time I heard it was on a Ghetto Blaster. Remember them shits carrying around?
Hell yeah.
Me too, man.
Yep. The day it
Same
came out,
boom-
Summer
boombox.
Night's guitar riff is the best Van Halen riff, he thinks. That's a great one, man.
Yeah, that
whole
one's
album,
great on the boombox.
Riffs on that album are amazing.
Even
The best.
Get Up has just got such a good vibe on it, straight out of the get go.
Just 5150. The song is just the most kick ass of that. I think, in my opinion. Of that album.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite Van Halen song, man.
I'm trying to remember which is the tune that he tuned the low E string down to A on that album. I'm forgetting now. I'm having a
Good
blank.
enough.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I played that live with a low A on a guitar once. It was a lot of fun to do that.
Yeah, he didn't use the Steinberger on that. He used
That's
a different guitar altogether on Good Enough, right? Live.
Yeah, he
That
just
was one of
tuned
the
it
Beane.
down.
The Kramer
The,
84 is what
Kramers.
he used. The Sharon thing, it was Tribe of Judah. It was a record called Exit Elvis in 2002. I think half of those songs were songs for that Van Halen record that never came out.
Well, not songs, right?
Well, lyrics.
Just the lyrics, yeah.
Lyrics.
Great records right there. Great records.
It's a shame. It's a shame we were robbed, man. We were robbed.
You never know. You
never know what.
Know.
You
It's
never know.
unlikely, but
Yeah.
get Sammy and Michael back with Alex and Eddie and just do a tour. Damn, that'd be cool. Wow.
It
Well-
would be, but I want to see them just get along, man. It'd be cool to just,
Yeah.
you know, see them hanging out one night. You know, somebody post a picture online. Holy shit! Eddie
And I really believe
Eddie and
that's all
Sammy together.
I really believe that's all that Sammy wants. He doesn't need another tour or anything. He just wants to
Well-
be, he wants to be friendly with him.
It's much like whenever Mike Portnoy puts out his occasional pictures of him hanging out with John Petrucci or Jordan Rudess, because like Portnoy's daughter and Petrucci's daughter are best friends. You know, they grew up on tour buses together and all the rest of it, and they're still, I believe, they're housemates to this day.
I think I heard that too. Like they go to college together, and
Yeah, I'm friends with Melody on Instagram, and we occasionally have chats with one another about whatever, and yeah, she's definitely still friends with Samantha, who's Petrucci's daughter. Definitely.
But that's cool. I mean, as a Dream Theater fan, I mean, I'm not as big a Dream Theater fan as I used to be, but still, as a Dream Theater fan, it felt cool. It felt good seeing them two together again.
I agree. I have to give props to Metal Mike for the corniest quote in the chat there. The dream is over.
What?
What is
What's
that
that?
noise?
What is that noise?
I can
Oh,
hear
you
it.
hear that?
Whose side is that on? It's like
on Jay's.
it's like a mattress. Do you hear that?
Jay's watching
Who else is in my bed? No, it's
Jay's watching porn.
No, it's
Oops, wrong one.
how do I explain for parents out there?
You can't explain it.
You'll
Yeah.
you know what that sound
It's a
is.
baby monitor, isn't it?
Well, the baby monitor is playing the sound, but the baby's sleeping and milk still gets made. The factory is still open.
I'm just imagining
the way
Gene wired up like a cow in a udder factory, just doing this.
Some
That's
big
a fact.
apparatus and-
That's the sound of the factory.
Yeah, that's the milk factory. That's the supply. Yeah.
Oh man.
I have to say, there's nothing that I miss more about my wife's time of breastfeeding than the boobs. Oh my god, she hasn't got them anymore. Dude, if you're a dad, you get it. Like it's just so sad when they go. Jay knows. Any guy who's had kids knows there's nothing like those overly extended and inflated breasts during the feeding time. And once they're gone, it's just like, I want them back.
Wow.
I gotta bring back the Van Halen thing because
Nice.
Fruitcake Tony
Please.
says,
Please.
what?
Yeah,
Who
please.
wants to get off of this subject? Go on.
He says, Rob from here and half their catalog live since the 2004 tour. You know, I said before about, basically the whole Hagar era they don't even acknowledge it.
Right.
But I will say this, and somebody else brought this up a while ago, that even when Hagar got in the band, they played not even a handful of Roth era songs. So it kind of goes
But
both ways.
they played more than none.
I know that, but I'm still saying like they kind of, and as the tours went on, they'd cut one out, they'd cut two. It was like they'd play like maybe two a
They
night.
bring one in though too.
But
They
that's
brought
also
in
kind of why
Unchained
the
on,
yeah.
94,
I was gonna say that's
93.
why the Sharon era was so cool, because Sharon was doing like tunes from all three eras.
Yeah. Yep.
I was just reading an interview with Gary. Was it Gary Sharon? No, with Michael Anthony. From do you guys remember the? It was a 5150.
Yeah, we remember Michael Anthony. We remember him. He was the bass player. We know.
Yeah.
We remember him.
There was a
Heard of that
5150 fan club like zine printed back in the day in the 90s, and I'm in a Van Halen group, I guess, where the guy has been like, PDFing like the things and putting them in the group, and it was a Dutch fan magazine, and it was called 5150. And anyway, I was looking through it today on Facebook, and there was an interview with Michael Anthony, and this was right before the Van Halen 3 record came out. Actually, they weren't even done making it yet. They were still like mastering it. And Michael was talking about how when they tour, Gary wants to play all these old songs, and so they were having a great time relearning and working up all those songs, which ended up being the Van Halen 3 tour.
Well, I mean, that's why it would be kind of cool. It's a long shot, but if Gary did another second tour with them, you would get all that. You'd get all that stuff that of both worlds, best of both worlds. If Gary, but it's not gonna. We know that that's not something that's gonna.
No.
I've said it on the show before. When I was at 5150 hanging out with Eddie that day, and I know that sounds like a bragging thing to say, but it's just what it was. I did bring it up with him. I said to Eddie, I was like, dude, I don't think you realize this. Your fans want nothing more than to see the Sammy era and the Dave era being celebrated. He's like, it's never going to happen, blah, blah, blah. So I suggested to him, I was like, dude, just get a cover band singer who does the Hagar stuff great. Get a cover band singer who does the Dave stuff great. And
just get Gary.
Get out on
get Gary.
Well, anyway, but
that's what you're describing.
But I'm just telling you, that's what I said to him. I was like, get a singer who can do each.
I don't want to see that.
Just get Gary with 2 different blonde wigs.
There you go. Gary's a great
Just get
singer.
Gary and let him throw in a couple extreme songs. I don't care. Did they ever do any on the? They never did any of Gary's soul extreme stuff during Van Halen, right?
That would have been interesting.
Would have been interesting.
I'll tell you what was my most fun moment hanging out with Gary was that we were at the Hard Rock Cafe in Tokyo one night after they played a gig, and the Hard Rock Cafe staff decided to put, because when you go to Hard Rock, they've got their video screens and they play the songs and stuff all the time, and they decided to put on that tribute that the Extreme did when Freddie passed away, and they had the Freddie Mercury tribute show. Yep. And if you guys may remember, Extreme did one of the best Queen medleys I've ever seen in my life. What are you doing, BL? I'm telling a great story here.
I'm out of here.
No, he's back. He's back. I got to tell him. What's he got?
What was that?
What do you got, John?
Freddie
Mercury. There you go.
Oh,
He's got the Blu-ray. Yeah. Dude, you know what you need to do? You need to do what I've done. Get some Bluetooth headphones so you can run around without having to take your headphones off.
I know.
yeah, I know.
So anyway, I'm going to continue the story.
There's Gary.
So there he is. That's John Deacon, mate. Oh yeah, Gary. Yep, there we go. So they put it on the screen, and I actually stood next to Gary while we were watching the entire thing. It was just like Nuno and the other guys were sitting down. That was a hell of a show. 72,000 people. If nobody's ever seen the Freddie Mercury tribute concert from 1992, watch it. It's absolutely amazing, and you can find the Extreme medley on YouTube pretty easily. So anyway, I stood next to Gary in what he said was his first time he had watched it in over a decade, and I stood next to him and we were just chatting about bits and pieces of the setup and the day, and he was telling me little stories while we were just standing there watching it together. It was such a wonderful moment to share with him.
That's cool.
Really cool.
Yeah, that was like one of the highlights of their career, really.
And right there is when I get my pants on camera. Oh,
hey!
Oh,
hello!
It's getting smaller in here.
How you doing?
No, I'm really getting excited.
There you go. It took a while. You had to work that one out.
What's up, man?
It's the Colorado contingency with the East Coast accent. It still does my head in. How are you, Mr.
The
Smith?
guy from Japan with the Australian accent.
Ah, touche.
That's a curveball there too, man. Now, come on. Doing good. I'm not sick yet, so I guess I'm still living. It's insane. It's insane. I mean, a respiratory disease, you can't wipe your ass. Go figure that one out. I mean, really.
I still want to know how much toilet paper you guys are going through that is that bad of a problem with you guys. You didn't have like 2 or 3 rolls just from like the last time you went shopping a month ago, or
Exactly. It's crazy stuff,
Two or
man.
three rolls.
I mean,
No.
like I said, I'm confident that in a month.
You're supposed to pull the paper off of the roll. You're not supposed to like crease the roll and do one of those.
Bunch it all up. Just make a big ball out of it.
No, you hold it. You hold it on each side, and that's you just do it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to crunch the roll and make a match.
We don't need to talk technique. We don't need to talk technique here.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, come on, one. Well, you know, actually, to be honest with you, here in Japan, we've got it the best because we've got those washlets that you push a little button and it shoots water up your butt and cleans your sphincter for you. It's great.
Bidet. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
It's fantastic. And I got to tell you,
how's everybody doing, man? Everybody doing hanging out? Everything good or what?
Well, look, I got to share.
Right,
this is my favorite Corona meme that's popped up. Here you go, Johnny. Go full screen on this one.
Yeah. I think Michael shared that one probably.
Yeah, I got this from Michael Smith. That's why I'm bringing it up. That's the absolute best. The coronavirus is now in quarantine for 2 weeks. Good share, Michael.
I gotta get a water. I'll be right back.
Yeah, me too.
Anybody need
Chuck
anything?
Norris memes, man. Get me a beer, Jay.
Absolutely.
You've got it.
How's he going to get it from South Carolina to Colorado?
Say again?
I said, how the hell is he going to get it from South Carolina over to Colorado in time for the show?
It's that,
it's like,
teleporting kind of thing.
Yeah, make it so.
You don't have teleporting in Japan?
There you go. Exactly.
I love how you had to fumble your fingers to get it up. I don't know why. I'm a bit of a freak. I can do my fingers in any combination whatsoever at will. I don't know.
How about this? Do this.
I've never done that one before.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yep.
There you go.
See, that's why we're guitar players, because we can do things like that.
Right.
I was just going to say that. Exactly. But can you do it on both hands?
Simultaneously? Like that?
Look at you.
What about doing it like this? What about doing it like say doing there and then?
I'll tell you what. When I was in college doing my, I did a 16 millimeter film for a film production class, and we had an actor who was supposed to be, kind of doing this with his fingers, just doing that,
Couldn't
doing
do it.
that. Couldn't do it. He was just like,
Really?
I mean, he would do that. That's about what he just.
Yeah,
do, like,
musicians have particular skills. We have a certain dexterity that other people don't.
Yeah. Exactly.
Jason, have you ever worked with film, 16 millimeter, 8 millimeter, any of that?
No, I started doing work in the industry from digital. I didn't do it during film. I was involved in a couple of things back when I was younger, but I was on the other side of the camera. I wasn't behind the camera, so I was in front of the camera. So I never got the chance to work with film. I kind of wish I had but no. Oh, Michael's gone.
Lost Michael. I just got in contact with my professor from college, and I'm trying to get some of my student films 16 millimeter prints from, so I could upgrade it all the way up to 4K or whatever with 16 millimeter film. Re-edit all that. I'd love to do that, but we're working on it. I'd like to see they do supposedly have a good archive of all the old stuff from years ago. That would have been 98, I think, when we did that.
We just have to quickly say bye-bye to Renus Pinkle because he's saying night dudes have a good one. And also Crowbar. Crowbar, was it a snuff film that you did on 16? That's funny.
Oh, man. I did work on a few of those, actually. Not snuff,
really?
snuff, but borderline porn.
So questionable films.
Yes.
Crowbar says here they have teleporting in Japan. It's called Sucky. Only teleports you because you kind of fall asleep wherever the hell you are and wake up and somehow or another you're magically home. It's a weird skill the Japanese people have, man. You'll see them fall asleep on a train and then somehow or another they just magically wake up at their stop. Some people obviously end up riding the line. But for some reason, the majority of them just have this weird ability to wake up at their stop. It's really strange.
That's kind of an instinct, I guess.
I guess so.
So it's the two video guys, I guess. Did you ever? So this was my big investment back in 2005, the Canon XL2.
Yep, nice. Oh, Johnny must be running things because all of a sudden we're just you and I.
Yeah.
This was $5,000 in 2005, and
Oh my
it was
God.
obsolete. It was obsolete by 2008.
That took mini tapes, right?
Yeah, mini DV,
Yeah.
and it was right on
See,
the
whereas-
cusp of. Yeah,
There's my bad boy right there.
there you go.
Canon 5D Mark IV. This thing has phenomenal autofocus on it, and that's what I use it for a lot. So, like when I put it on my Ronin, hey Michael, he's back. When I put it on my Ronin stabilizer, I actually use a focus wheel which sits sort of around here, and that will actually do my zooming for me. So I can do the zoom in and out from 24mm out to 105mm just via a wheel here, and then I'll just move my hand from the wheel and just touch wherever I want on my screen to be able to focus. So I can actually rack focus to go from, say, something in the distance to someone's face in the foreground.
Mhm.
And what have you, and it's a really cool system that I can run with this. So I can actually do, on concert video shoots, I'll be running across the stage like this. So, for example, if I was going to shoot the camera, I'd be going across the stage like that and be pointing directly at the person the whole time. But I can do that with the stabilizer and the way I walk to make it look like it's actually on a dolly. And for people who may give a crap but don't know what a dolly essentially is a apparatus with wheels on it so that you can make it super smooth by pushing it on a car.
Like a train track. It's like riding on a train track with dolls.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Whereas, well, Michael knows all about working with trains, but I can do it with my stabilizer, and it's a really cool thing.
Yeah, those stabilizers are amazing nowadays, man. You literally can just, like you were just saying, you can just move the camera all around, and it's and now with the. Let me ask you, this is a question I was thinking about the other day, actually.
I'm listening. I've still got my headphones on. Go on.
With the stabilizer and with the cameras, let's say a cell phone, you could throw a cell phone in there. They have the software in it that it stabilizes the image as well.
It doesn't do the same thing.
Do they work well together, or
I'll set mine up now quickly so that you can see. All right. While
Okay.
we're chatting and doing all this stuff, I'll get mine set up and let you have
Cool.
a look. And you'll get a really good idea about how it works.
Awesome, man.
When I went, it was funny actually. I had my GoPro when I went up to 5150. I had my GoPro on a gimbal stabilizer, and Eddie was freaking out over it. He was like, "Wow, man, this is like insane!" And it was just funny seeing Eddie freaked out by a GoPro on a gimbal thing. It was kind of fun to see that. He was really taken back by it. He was like, it reminds me of those big things that they used to use back in the day. I was like, "You mean a Steadicam?" He's like, "That's it, a Steadicam."
Yeah.
So it was funny seeing him being all really into it and enjoying it. Because, he's a bit of a tech guy, obviously, as we all know. Yeah. He loves toys and tech tools and all that sort of gear.
Yeah. I got to get a gimbal, man.
Well, this one that I've got is the Ronin S. And the thing is with the Ronin S, it's a little bit heavy. So when I don't know what it is in pounds, but when I put this with the camera on it, it's very, very, very heavy to carry around for like an hour and a half concert shoot. But it still works well. Yeah, you don't need to put it just on me right now, Johnny. I'm not ready yet. I'll get it sorted out and then.
You don't need to put it on me either.
There you go. He's just having fun.
There you
The
go.
puppet master. That's funny.
Podcast.
Yes, podcast. Yeah. So hey, Michael, good to see you, dude.
Good to see everybody, man. Good to see you, Johnny.
So how's attitudes in the streets on Colorado at the moment, Michael?
There's nobody out there. Everybody's down in their basements, shaking and quivering. From,
In a corner, just like
Yeah,
rocking back and forth.
It's really, I'm not going to say scary, but it's disturbing that you go to a restaurant and there's nobody there, right? Stuff like that. And I get the precaution and everything, and I'm 100% for that. But it's I guess it's a different time right now. I mean, it's not just here in the States, obviously. It's worldwide.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
The only thing I could kind of compare it to is like 9/11 when everything kind of shut down for a while.
bingo,
You know,
bingo, John.
it was
Exactly.
everything shut down. I mean, in 9/11 was worse because honestly, I mean, and I remember like there was nothing on TV from Comedy Central to History Channel to local networks and everything. It was all news. It was all CNN or whatever. But And now at least the entertainment's there's no sports, and it's different, because even in 9/11 stuff like that didn't shut down, but this time sports. So I mean, it is kind of.
I think baseball
crazy
shut down for like a week, something like that, John. I think, and then they opened back up again.
NBA is indefinitely, and
No,
NHL are indefinitely.
I mean during 9/11. I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, yes.
Yeah, and then they
a
opened
lot of
back
that
up
stuff
again.
did shut down for a short time.
Yeah. Well, I was down.
I know.
I was at work down in the South Bronx, man, and I saw the first tower come down.
Wow.
You were right there.
Yeah. South Bronx is literally in the South Bronx. My rail yard was there. Is there? I don't work anymore. And
so, did you get covered in dust and all that sort of stuff that was?
No. I was way far from that. Way far. But I mean,
you actually saw it fall with your own two eyes.
Yes.
Wow.
You saw it go down. I have on a floppy drive. I actually have photos that I took because I went down there. I mean, because it was all over the news. We all knew what was going on, and by that time,
it sure was.
Yeah, and so we went down there and I took some photos and whatnot, and you seen the building go like this, and then just kind of go down and
a cloud of smoke, and
all the dust was blowing towards Brooklyn. All that plume of smoke from the first building went down.
It's not a cool thing, but one of the neat things about 9/11 is all the different footage and the different views from still photographers to video and everything from.
Think of how long ago
it's New York City, so everything was there like already.
Yeah.
News crews and video crews and film crews and all the different perspectives of it.
That's a good point because somewhere else that you may not have captured all that because we're talking how long ago, right?
20 years ago, 21 years, 19 years ago.
Yeah, people didn't have cell phones in their pockets back then and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly. Right. Everybody's got a camera, 2 or 3 cameras on them. I mean, you can't walk around without getting filmed nowadays.
Yeah.
I remember in Australia, we saw it come onto the news, and it was about maybe 11 o'clock at night, I think, because it was just after 9 a.m. when it happened, and with the time difference to Adelaide at the time, it was maybe 10:30 anyway, whatever the time difference was at the time. And we saw it, and I called my then Japanese girlfriend at the time, and I was like, "Are you seeing what's going on TV?" And it literally felt to us in Australia like this was like an end of the world moment. It was so crazy to see that. And I still remember very well being in the living room of the house I was in and the feeling of the moment. And it felt like just almost incomprehensible that it was real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's
surreal.
Completely surreal, And again, in the New York area, or when they banned all the planes, after a little while, whatnot, all you saw was fighter jets going over back and forth. No traffic on any of the bridges. Think of this, Manhattan Island, right? My cousin was down there. I mean, I don't want to get into the whole story right now, but everybody was just walking off Manhattan Island.
No cars. Some of just the shots of people in Manhattan
walking off.
The exodus, the whole exodus of Manhattan. Was
Since I was in the Bronx, I went ahead and picked up my cousin's wife. And we went down, and he actually walked. He was down in the area. He worked down in the Wall Street area. He walked halfway up Manhattan Island. Him and his buddy bought a bike. They rode, came over to 3rd Avenue Bridge, whoever knows what, New York City. And me and his wife drove there and picked them up in the car and drove them home. So
crazy.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Let's talk guitar and let's talk other stuff. Man, oh man, I come on here and I'm adding doom to everything.
Hey, Michael, why don't
Jason, look, David Allen Wright has a question for you.
Oh, look at that!
For any of us.
Oh,
I gotta get my hands on some of that again.
Is that popcorn? Yeah, it looks like so.
In my opinion, the best popcorn on the planet.
Taste, man, those kernels are big. Those are some big kernels. They look like
Colonel's
Is this for the Colonel? Am I getting it right? Do you put your thumb in or back, or I don't know? I'm trying to pay respect to the Colonel.
Kernels with a K.
The kernels?
I don't even know how it works. I don't know.
I don't know.
Now, for David Allen Wright's question about what's the best camera to get in 2020, honestly, there is too many options. Mirrored camera, mirrorless camera. What I'm excited about seeing is when Canon comes out later this year with Jay's really having a party.
Look at that. Look how happy Jay is.
Jay, right now, Jay popcorn cheese in my fucking ass. That's not nice.
Like that Michael Jackson meme, the one where he's like,
Oh, yeah. That's right.
oh wait, it'll be like this. It'll be like sitting, you know.
That's in Thriller, ain't it? That's from a Thriller.
Yeah, that's from Thriller. Yeah,
The very beginning, yeah.
Yeah. Some guy, I forget his name, but somebody played guest guitar on that album, and I don't remember who it was.
Well, Steve Lukather played most of the guitars on the record.
I think he's talking about a guitar solo.
Yeah,
I don't know what. I have no idea who you're talking about and what you're referring to. I was just rubbing my chest.
My
because
total guessing.
Yeah, exactly. Jay, where's your EVH representation there in the room, mate?
Johnny, point to yours.
He already did. He did it already.
Oh, he did. I'm sorry.
And it's not even a question with John BL. It's just everywhere.
Oh, he didn't hear us.
What the hell? You're drinking goldfish?
Yeah. Good stuff.
Oh, man.
Hey, I'm not American. Can you show me that one more time? Goldfish cheddar? What the fuck is going on here?
You've never had these?
Oh, dude, they're delicious,
You
man.
don't get these around here?
A baked goldfish cheddar.
God.
Wait, now I got to show you one of the crackers. So.
Dude, Jason, it's hard not to eat the entire pack of those things when you get them.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
My wife,
I've
who's
never-
coming down right now, we have a pack like this. She fucking munches on those things.
Man, Jason,
Oh
Yeah, mate.
I wish I would have known, man, because I was carrying around the generic versions of those in my pockets at NAM. I was eating those.
in your pocket.
We had a
What is
in
the,
your pocket.
John,
Thanks.
Johnny,
Annie's?
I was
Hey.
with you how long and you never gave me a fucking goldfish? Are you kidding me?
Hi.
I was
Hey!
fucking son of a bitch.
Out of his pockets. Oh, I don't think so.
Well, that was before the virus. So.
Michael was like, I'm starving. I need something to eat.
Here's Glory, my wife. I think
Hi.
everybody knows
I
her.
don't have anything.
Hey,
Yeah.
We
Gloria.
do indeed.
Hi.
Hey, Glory.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I'm drinking, so I need to go.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Ooh.
Just a couple of margaritas, Johnny. Just a few, okay?
Nothing wrong with that.
He's about this big. So
Oh, wow,
She's
Michael.
only up.
That's pretty
Yeah.
impressive.
Cheers.
No,
yeah,
it is.
Cheers. Thank you.
It is. And it depends on how good she is. Yeah.
She's only up to her 1200th margarita for the year.
How do you know? You've been telling.
Me and Jason, we go back. You know what
I
I'm
know.
talking about?
I know. All right. Well, I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh,
so-
here we go. This is cool
All right.
shit he's talking about
No,
right here.
I'm not ready yet, though. I'm not ready.
Oh,
I'm still
okay.
putting it all together.
All right, Johnny. Smile, Johnny. There you go. All right, you guys have fun. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Glory.
Yep.
Good
Okay.
night.
Bye.
Jason, that's
And
what a
that's the
gimbal
most-
you've got there.
And that's the
Thanks,
most
mate.
classiest you're going to get of the evening right there.
Yeah, that's the truth. You know, the funny thing is that it's 2:41 in the afternoon here. I still haven't had lunch yet, and you guys are really killing me with this snack stuff now.
Oh, good. I'm going to go get. Hold on. How about this? You like Suzy Q's?
Lunch?
Oh, my goodness.
Suzy Q,
What?
isn't that a Creedence?
You know, I
Clearwater-
passed
Oh, is that a cake?
by
So
those in,
yes.
in the supermarket. I was
So
I was
good.
thinking of grabbing a box of those myself.
Right now, they're actually pumping a lot more cream in them, so they're good.
Oh,
Oh, they
Oh,
are.
Oh,
that's the Peter North edition.
well played, Jay.
Oh, that's
That's
good
funny.
stuff right there.
All right, well, I've balanced my gimbal. I'm all balanced now, so she doesn't tilt too far forward and stay back. She comes back into position and rocks correctly, so it's all balanced, and it's not even turned on yet. So it just balances back into position. That's what you got to do with your gimbal.
Can you go through
Indeed.
the whole thing, Jason? Like, explain to, like, how would you be using it?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Sure,
Yeah.
no problem. So let me turn it on first.
explain it.
Hang on. Sorry, turn it on down the bottom. And now we turn it on at the top here, and I'll move back in a second. Just let it just come in. It's turning on. And now she's on. That was hands-free. So
Look at that.
the way this thing works is that I've got on the back here a few profiles, and I've got a control wheel here. I've also got a focus wheel. Oh, that's right. I've got to set the focus. Hang on 1 second. So if I double tap here, it's just calibrating now. So it knows where the beginning point and end point is. And now this is the way I use this thing. So this is a focus wheel essentially. So you can put it on the ring at the front for the focus, because not all cameras have got really good manual focus systems, but this Canon 5D Mark IV has a primo manual focus. Autofocus rather. And then here I can use that to be able to zoom in and out. So that's 24 millimeters. Now the difference between 24 and 105, which is what this lens goes up to, is basically if I'm standing at a concert shot and I'm in the pit in front of the band, so basically in between the audience and the front of the stage, so where the security usually stands. If I'm back at 24 millimeter and I'm standing at the front of the pit, and let's say it's not like a arena show, but just like a decent sized club gig, maybe I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 800 people gig. John Biel's run away. He wants all the information and he runs away. Jay's run away. Hey, Michael's here! Woohoo! Johnny's run away.
Good night, Halface.
Good night, Halface.
John Biel has no idea what's going on and why that was so funny just then.
Every time I leave, I miss something. Jay's gone too.
That's exactly why it was funny.
I have a feeling you were talking about me, though.
No, not at all. Well, maybe
not even close.
All good. It's all good.
I was just talking about the camera, the gimbal stabilizer that you guys wanted to know about, and then Johnny starts panning between you're not sitting there, Jay's not sitting there, but Michael's sitting there like this. So
well, we're talking gear, so I keep grabbing different gear. So I got some more gear.
That's what you do, dude. You've really got to get some wireless headphones.
Well, it'll probably reach. I could probably reach the line. The headphones.
That's what she said.
Exactly.
I'm on my MacBook Pro. I mean, and I hear everybody perfect. I sound good, I guess, because nobody ever.
Yeah, you do. No, you sound fine.
Sound good, man.
And then Johnny has to mix it all in the podcast afterwards, and he'll be spending hours trying to mix.
Working on my shit.
Look at Jay. He's not even putting his headphones back on because he doesn't care.
He doesn't give a shit. Right now, he's in popcorn heaven.
This tastes so good right now.
There you go.
Oh, you can hear us, Jay. You're not using headphones.
No, I don't use them shits.
Okay. Damn shits. Now, David Allen Wright says that he uses a Canon 7D and GoPros for scuba diving. I own 21 GoPros. True story.
21?
21. I'm not shitting you.
How many different
You probably need a few more then.
How many
Sorry,
different
Michael, what was
versions
that?
do you have, Jason? I mean, that's insane.
I've got 4
hear that?
different versions.
How many?
That wasn't me. My mic's muted.
So I've actually got 3 here, but I've got 4 of these little ones, and they're great because you can put them on headstocks and in unusual places on instruments without being too heavy, and that's what's really cool.
I have 1, and I'm happy.
That's right. Nothing wrong with that.
I use it on my motorcycle.
But this thing is a beast. This thing is an absolute beast. But the cool thing is that, like, I can use the controller here on the back to go up and down and move around and get smooth cinematic stuff. And when I'm walking, basically I can make it stay completely smooth while I'm walking. So I can manually tilt by just adjusting my wrists. And once you get to know the actions and how it works, it really is just a cool system to have. And then with the profiles, so if I go to the third profile here, I have it set up to be able to do this fun little one. Here we go.
That is crazy.
So I can barrel roll. Oh, hang on. I didn't calibrate it for the barrel roll.
Who are you calling a barrel ass?
Yeah, it's exactly what I was saying, Jay. Good one, mate. Well done. But then, like, my profile number 1 is considerably slower. Like, that's the speed of profile 1.
Right.
If I put on profile 2, it moves quite faster. And I can adjust it in the app as well. So I just use my iPhone and adjust it in the app, and comes up great. It's fantastic. So that's what this thing is and what it does.
How many do you have? You have like 2 settings in that, 3 settings. How many settings can you put in that?
I can have 3 profiles preset in there.
Okay.
But then I can adjust it on the app at any time.
Right.
So,
Okay. So you
and then the other cool thing.
You think about what you're going to see and what you're going to shoot and all that stuff, and you kind of program it and then tweak it as it goes, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, I have like 3 profiles set up to be able to do what I roughly think I want to do, and then I just have instinct from there. But one of the cool things you can do with this thing is you can actually flip it upside down like that, and you can run along the ground and get really cool hugging to the ground shots, and then you can adjust it as you're going. So like I can do a tilt like that while I'm running around with it. And yeah, you can do some cool shit with it, man. So then if I bring it back up like that, go above, go below,
and it's
all sorts of fun
constantly straight ahead. That is freaking awesome, dude.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can adjust that.
Good night, Tony.
But what I haven't done
Tony.
yet is
Good night, Tony.
Good night, Tony.
In the house, by the way. Nerd
Hey.
Halen.
Nerd Halen.
Nerd Halen. I'm trying to do Jay's voice there. Nerd Halen.
Good night, Tony.
Nerd Halen.
Nerd
That's it.
Halen.
I can't do it like you can.
Good morning, Janice.
Good morning, Dennis.
Janice, how you doing tonight?
My wife just texted me and said that thing is actually really awesome.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody appreciates it because your husband doesn't.
I do.
Oh.
I'm just too busy to give a shit right now because there's awesome ass popcorn.
Oh.
There you go.
Dude,
It's all about the popcorn.
I
Okay.
can't tell you how good this stuff is.
How much does something like that cost ballpark?
I don't know. You gotta go to the website and find out.
Oh man.
That was
I've bought popcorn before, so I know roughly how much it costs.
There you go. So now, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. I'm going to do a thing on here which is called auto tune, which is why it freaked out before. Because when I set it up today, I didn't do the auto tune. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. Hear that?
Yeah.
So what it does is it goes through a few periods in the app where it just basically sets it so that it understands the exact vibration and angle and everything of each axis. Because it has an x-axis, a y-axis, and a z-axis. And so it basically just calibrates and sets everything up and then gives me a little report at the end. You don't need to zoom on that, Johnny. It just gives me a little report and tells me what's what. And now that I've done the auto tune, if I go and do the barrel roll, which I can do here, that now we'll do the barrel roll nice and smoothly, and I can adjust the speed of that in the app as well.
Oh yeah.
So, and then when you watch it back, that gives you that whole 2001: A Space Odyssey kind of a feel.
Yeah, the lens is perfectly still
that's a
in the center, and
exactly.
it's really cool.
Exactly.
then-
Straight ahead.
And then by going through in the app here, so I could go into, and I've got to be honest, they've changed the app, so I've got to just find it now. It might take me a little bit longer than usual. It's really completely different what they've done, actually. But you've got auto tracking and all sorts of stuff in here. So certain cameras like Sony or Lumix from Panasonic or Canon or whatever, they all just have slightly different abilities because of the way the camera talks to the system. Because essentially what happens is that I plug in through the USB on the camera here, and then that goes out of there into the gimbal itself, and they communicate with one another. So it's pretty cool. It's an intelligent system.
That's universal with most
That's
of,
awesome.
I would imagine, with most of the cameras.
Yes.
What is it all?
But
Is it Bluetooth controlled?
Well, the app is Bluetooth controlled, yeah. But I mean, I can actually use a virtual joystick in here. So, like for example, I'll just tilt that up, and I'll sit back over here. So I'm obviously not touching it, and I can do all of this here via my iPhone.
Wow.
It's not the easiest thing in the world to be able to do it, but you can do it.
Work
Can
from home.
you can see the video on that, Jason? Like if you're going to try and do it remotely, can you see the
If I was
video?
going to do it remotely, I would need to use the Wi-Fi in the camera with a second iPhone and then that would go through to here. Whereas this one I'm using to control the gimbal, and then say this one I could use as a preview screen.
What's the delay in that lag?
I was going to say, that's the thing. Like when you do that with them, you wouldn't do it through this. What you would actually do is you would do it through a wireless HDMI device, much like, say, a guitar wireless system. You do it for a HDMI system that does the same thing, and then that goes through an actual dedicated monitor, and that's completely live. Like that would be maybe even one frame out, if that.
Right, so it's going to be.
Whereas if you do it,
it's going to be dead on live, though. It's going to be dead on.
Pretty
live.
much, yeah. So if you do it like through an iPhone, it honestly has probably about a half a second delay, sometimes maybe a little bit more, which is not really good for being able to shoot properly.
No. Man, that is cool, man.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun. It really is.
Thank you for showing that. That's awesome.
That's very cool.
Thank you.
Well, there's the 2020 Canon. Here's the 1970 Canon.
Wow!
Whoa!
Great
Look at that
technology.
thing.
Check that bad boy out. Is that 16 or 8mm?
8mm. It's even got an old cartridge in there. I'm sure I exposed
Wow.
the thing, but
Ooh, I wonder what's on that.
I
let's
should probably
look
get
at
that
that,
developed. Honestly, I don't know what's on there, but it's probably from 15 years ago or so. But yeah, that's
15-year-old
the
Throw it up
literally
on-
1970.
throw it up
I
on
think it's
the,
1970.
Throw it up on the screen behind you there, bud.
Yeah,
You can't. It's film.
Willy nilly.
You can't. There's no live broadcast for film. You can't do it.
John Biel, you're the answer man. Throw it up there. Come on. You want to see it?
Hey, Johnny.
I would if I could, but you can't.
No,
you can't
well,
broadcast
I don't know
film
about
like
that. Would you?
John, you're going to like this one. Check this out. Pop the screen on mine for a sec, Johnny. Watch this.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Oh, that is sick.
So I can use my iPhone as the way to control the camera. Isn't
Jeez,
that
I'm
nuts?
back in 1970s. You're in the.
Well, I need that in the bedroom.
Definitely.
Oh, that's awesome shit.
Get all the moves.
Phil X has got a great lyric on about that in one of his songs with the drills. I'm trying to remember the lyric right now off the top of my head, but it's basically, she said, I'm coming over. I said, I hardly know ya. She said, I'll bring a video camera. I said, hell yeah.
I gotta show you guys.
He's got the best lyrics.
Jeannie's downstairs. What were we just talking about? That's what she sent me.
Oh, there you go.
This is
That's
you.
right. That's funny.
That's funny. I love how your wife has to message you in the middle of the show, and you're in the same house. Thankfully for me, my wife's out with the kids at the moment and her mum, so I got all the time in the world.
Nice. So just to round it out, here's the 1947 model.
Whoa!
16.
Wow! What's the focal length on those two lenses?
That is crazy, dude.
Got to ask.
Does that work, John?
Yeah.
Does that work?
Here, I'll crank up the motor for you. You got to wind it.
Oh, so it's a manual.
And
that's so cool.
How
You got to
awesome
set the
is that?
speed. Set the speed, and then
Yeah.
it's all mechanical.
Yeah.
Just
So it's got two lenses on there, right? What are the focal length of the two lenses?
Oh, man.
It should say on the lens itself. It should say like
Hold
'cause it's
on.
got two. You can
Let me
see.
get the glasses. I didn't want to have to go.
Come
I
on,
didn't wanna
old
have to
man
do
River.
this.
You
Oh,
bring that camera gear
yeah,
with me
yeah,
on the
yeah.
show. What do you expect?
Come now.
So we got a 63 millimeter and a. I know. Have you?
Oh, dude! It's
Yeah.
Waldo. We found Waldo.
You need another pair of glasses. Where's the double?
I don't know. The long lens is 63 millimeters. The other one's probably about 20 millimeters. So.
You
That
need
makes sense.
trifocal.
But it's got the turret, so you can,
Yeah, I figured that.
How
Nice.
awesome is that, man?
Use the other camera to read it.
But literally, the serial number. This is made in I think 1947.
Wow, dude, that's going to be worth quite a bit of money to the
I
right
was just going
collector.
to say that.
Not really.
Really?
But there you go.
I would think it would be.
Still works.
That is.
They made thousands of these. I mean, they
Yeah, but still,
millions of these probably.
Somebody's going to pay something for that, man. I mean, that's history.
It's
like
maybe
that.
two
and it
$300.
works. But and
It's
it
maybe
works.
$200. I don't know.
That's
But-
still pretty cool.
I've never run any film through it. I've never actually, but it's just a cool, and you can't even look. It's got the little the viewfinders on the side of it. Really, it's not even looking through the lens. Really, but it's fun.
Good night, AI gaming.
Good night,
Good night,
Andy.
gaming.
Good night, yeah, gaming, and hello, Guitar Guru Network.
Good night.
Oh, really?
Hello.
Keith Barris is in the house?
Yeah,
Folks, I got to tell you, Keith Barris is a good dude. We finally got to actually meet face to face at NAMM. I've been speaking to Keith on the phone for years, and he's a really, really good dude. So massive props out to that guy. He's as tall as I am, and he's a dad, and he's a good dude. Anybody needs to buy some gear, I definitely recommend you have a chat to Keith from the Guitar Guru Network, because he's a good fella.
And he's throwing out $210 for the camera. John, you want to make some quick cash?
That's $2.10 actually.
210. Well, we'll keep the bidding going for a little while. We'll keep it going.
Amanda
5150,
in the
anyone?
house.
50,
Hello, Amanda.
How about how? $220 off of here. Do I 220?
Amanda, kiss and hug in the house.
Kiss and hug.
Amanda,
it's hug and kiss.
Amanda,
Hug and
hug
kiss.
Oh, hug and kiss. That's right. Sorry, it is too. Damn it.
A man to hug and kiss.
The last time I made that joke, you corrected me as well.
Hey, Amanda.
He's gone impotent
Wow.
now.
Oh,
No.
let's say, what are you filming down there?
Hang on, hang on. Let me just get his Viagra kicking in. Hang on a second. Here we go. Viagra's coming. Viagra time.
See if you can perk
Come
him
on,
up.
Viagra. There we go. You know, I actually should have. Hang on. I should have extended the zoom lens. There we go.
Extend.
He's
There
getting
you
impotent now.
go.
He's getting impotent now. Wow! Anyway.
Oh man.
Now, tell me, Cannon, should I be playing with you like you're a toy? Really? But it's fun. Is it fun? Yeah, it's fun.
Wait, you got to get the motor going here.
So much money for such silly stuff.
You gotta.
Now, you did ask me before, Michael, how much this thing costs. So the camera itself is roughly, I don't know an exact US dollar figure, but it was like something around about $3,000 to $3,500 when they came out. And that's without the lens. That's just the camera.
Right.
And the stabilizer is about $1,000. I think they've actually come down in price a bit now because they've got a new model out that's a slightly smaller one and slightly lighter for mirrorless cameras. But for this thing here, yeah, she weighs a bit. Like that running around with that and essentially doing it one-handed so I can do the zoom and the focus and everything. I just will occasionally grab it with two hands to be able to stabilize it. But generally I run around with one most of the night. It definitely adds up in weight. I'll see if I can check. I don't know if my scale does pounds because we don't talk gibberish over here. We talk correct measurements. Let me go and check.
What is it? Kilos? Do you talk about kilos over there? I don't know what a kilo is.
Can you hear us? We should all leave.
Blanket,
I can still hear you.
I was gonna say blank us all out like we're gone.
Yeah. Well, no, that was funny though. Earlier when he was talking about that thing, both
Once
John
again,
Bale and
wireless headphones.
you guys were both gone. Like you're.
Jay's just chilling out watching the show.
Man, if I
So,
had
Jay-
that bag of popcorn, actually,
Jay,
I do have
plug-
popcorn.
Jay, plug that popcorn, man. That stuff is good.
Oh yeah.
What kind is it? Caramel?
Well,
Like,
in
it's
Illinois
caramel.
they say caramel,
Caramel.
but I say
caramel.
caramel.
Kernels,
Yeah.
caramel, gourmet, popcorn.
Ah, Carnals, caramels.
Kernels. For unlawful colonel's knowledge. No, seriously. If you guys want to get
That's carnal.
Is
Caramel?
Jay's sync off a little bit to anyone else?
No, those
There you go.
shoes
Oh,
are.
now
I think.
it's on.
Are you gonna eat that whole thing
I
tonight?
think it's when you move
Yeah.
too fast.
dude, you've seen how this bag is fat and
It's already
That shit was full when you opened it
You're
up
already-
too.
quarter of the way
it was
through.
buck packed when I opened it.
What flavor is that? Is that regular? Is it cheddar?
Ah,
Or
he
what?
said it's carnals.
It's lightening it up too much.
That's the name of the store.
Caramel.
Caramel's a bitch.
It's kernels, caramels.
Look at the bottom of the bag. You don't see.
It's the
Any
caramels.
kernels.
Kernels.
Big.
And have you guys seen me spit any kernels out or anything? No. This is
No
The-
kernels.
yeah, I don't
Check
know
out
about
the
no-
bottom of
why
that
would,
bag.
Why would they call their brand
They're
Kernels?
not.
Why would-
They're
that's not a good advertising for a popcorn company. Kernels.
It's carnal.
Actually,
Caramel.
kernel is actually not bad at all. That's how the pop.
You don't want kernels when you're eating popcorn.
No.
Oh,
Oh my goodness!
look at that.
Oh,
Candy
here we
that
go.
one
Nice
out.
snack time.
Oh my
So
god.
here we go. So
Oh.
these things here are called Country Mama. Country Mama is
You wouldn't know that by looking at it.
Mama.
Oh, actually, it does say it. On
But
there, I think.
they're little. Yes, it does actually say it. They're little biscuit like things with little bits of chocolate chips in them, and they're quite nice. They're a little bit soft. They're not necessarily too hard. They're a
It's the
nice
kind of
little
stuff you get at hotels.
texture, and they're actually quite nice. Like
That's the stuff they charge you $20
Mm.
at a hotel for.
That looks good, man.
It's chewy.
yeah, they are. Yeah, it's a little bit chewy, but not chewy. Why is my video suddenly frozen?
I know. It's. I don't.
Thumbnail.
Nice freeze
Yeah.
frame.
Literally, that's a thumbnail.
That's the thumbnail right there.
What the
Oh,
hell is
Jason.
going on here? What did you do, Johnny? Yeah, I knew it.
I didn't do anything.
I'm still
No,
frozen.
you're still frozen.
What the hell?
I know you're frozen. You're frozen on the.
We hear
What
all
the-
the audio, but all we see is you showing us your fucking cookie.
Oh,
It's awesome.
oh, he's gone.
Oh.
Jay's frozen too.
Wait, what happened to Jay? Not Jay.
Oh, bullshit.
Oh.
Wait, what's going on now?
Oh no.
We got
Oh, my
the
goodness.
twins.
Yeah, I'll take
Now-
over.
now-
I'll
You
get
get the Peter North ho
Oh,
ho.
what do you get? The Suzy Q?
Mhm.
I remember being in second grade and one of the kids.
Oh,
Oh.
God.
Oh,
He would have every day in his lunch. He would have a Suzy Q, and we were all so jealous. Like he would have a full-on Suzy Q
Oh, that's
snack.
right, it is
Like,
a Suzy
I don't know if it
Q.
was one or two of them.
Because Susie is cute.
Second grade.
made
That
a
wasn't good for a
Suzy
second
Q
grader. But
Sandwich.
what's going on?
yeah, the McNamara baking show.
There we go.
Oh, there you are. SD Design. Thank you, man.
McNamara.
And then these little ones here. Now, what are these ones called? Hang on. Nito no kono. Oh, there's a kanji, of course there is. I don't know what it's called. But it's basically a strawberry little triangular biscuit on the inside with a strawberry chocolate in the middle and a chocolate
It's like a candy
nipple on
bar.
the end. It's nice.
It's like
Looks
one of
Dave's
those
thumb.
Neapolitan. Oh my
Candy
god.
corn.
I was waiting to get that. It did though.
It looks like one of those like Neapolitan.
It does very much like a Neapolitan.
that's
It's
right.
quite yummy, actually. Quite yummy. Man, I'm hating my skin this time of the year.
Snacking hour.
Hey Jason,
My skin looks terrible.
is
butter.
Haichu, is that candy a Japanese candy?
Yeah, haichu is a Japanese. Here's the funny thing, right? Haichu. This is actually kind of funny for us. The Japanese don't see it the way that we do because Japanese don't do word association like we do. But haichu is a chewable Japanese candy, but
Yeah.
chuhai is an alcoholic drink.
Hmm.
But the Japanese, you mention that to them, they're like, "No, I don't see it." Like their logic doesn't see that kind of connection.
Huh, that's weird.
Hmm.
Yeah, those are freaking delicious, man. 'Cause there's a few places. One place about a half hour away from us sells Haichu. Oh, Awesome.
I'm just laughing because Johnny's laughing in the background.
Yeah, this is too funny.
Oh, somebody gave money. Oh my God, SD Design gave $5.
SD Design, thank you so
Haiku,
much.
anything like a haiku?
We'll get back to that in a minute. Support your favorite loco musicians. What is he trying to say? We're crazy? We resemble that comment, thank you.
We're 5 men strong.
Somebody be.
Thank you.
Oh,
Clayton
God.
James
by the way,
6 today is Straturday.
Straight Night Live.
Clayton G.
I got my 1977 Greco Stratocaster here. If you need to do a Straturday shout out.
Ooh, nice.
1977 giant headstock. She's a beast of a guitar. Has the whole "Made in Japan" on the back plate there, if you can read that. And very
That's
Richie
Greco.
Blackmore-esque looking guitar. The only 21 fret guitar that I ever really loved and gigged a lot on, because I'm not a big fan of 21. I like a 24 fret guitar normally myself. But she has Greco machine heads on there. I don't know if you can read if it's going to come up. Actually, there you go. It's focused now. G Greco guitars.
Yep.
And she's a beast. It's a very nice guitar. I bought this in Osaka back in 2008 when I was there on a holiday.
What kind of pickup? Dave?
I don't know. They're the stock pickups. Somebody took the covers off of them. I don't know if it actually came with the covers off or what, but they're actually a very low output pickup, but they got a great twang. The bridge position honestly sounds a lot like a Telecaster to me.
Nice.
I really dig this guitar. The only modification I ever made was it came with a 3-way, and because it was like one of the old Japanese style with a very odd measurement. I had to drill it out. Yeah, I had to go 5-way. So yeah, there's I think if I put up the video, I put up a video on I think it was on Instagram of me doing Mizzaloo, the what people call the Pulp Fiction tune, playing this guitar on stage at the Hard Rock in Dubai from 2012.
Surf Rock.
Exactly.
Dick Dale, right?
That was a lot of
Was
fun.
it Dick Dale?
Yep, Dick Dale, that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Except he played the wrong way around. He was a lefty.
Yeah.
It's my Straturday night.
Nice.
My Straturday headstock.
Where's that one from? And when?
Mexican Strat from early 90s.
I do have one other here, which I'm selling at the moment, and I'm in the middle of restringing it, but it kind of looks like my Greco, but it's a Japanese Squire, which is kind of a rare thing.
I was going to say that looked like the same.
That's a different guitar?
Yeah,
Wow.
go figure. It's an E serial number, but it's like the same kind of a deal.
It looks almost the same. Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute.
Those you took the strings off.
CBS
Are you going to throw the strings in?
Yeah,
I wish I still had my my Strat in one piece, because it's the same color. It used to be the same color, but it's all taken apart.
I got a thing for oversized headstocks. But that's a 77 for the Greco. Oh, sorry, that's the even I'm getting confused now. The Greco's a 77 and the Squire is an 86. Interesting thing with the Squire, it's one of those 3 bolts that's got the adjuster down the bottom underneath the bottom screw, so you can actually shim
when
the
did
neck.
Squire start? When did
So is that Squire a
start?
copy of the Greco then?
No, because the Greco's actually. Sorry, I just realised what you were saying. That's a good point. Took me a second. So so Fender Japan started in 1982, and they had a JV serial number 82, 84, and then 84 to 87 is the E serial number. Actually, there was the A. It went E. Yeah, E was next. So this is an E serial number from the second little, I don't want to say generation, but the second bracket.
So what? 84 was the first kind of iteration of Squire.
Yeah. So
Were they always
Squire,
kind of a branch of Fender, or?
Yes. So Squire was like. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
No,
Johnny's
just,
having
were
fun
they always a
editing.
branch of Fender, Squire? I know exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they were.
They
Yes,
still are.
and still are to this day.
Yeah, that's what I was asking the history of Squire.
But this
I'm
was
not up
this
on
was
that.
actually this was quite a high end model in the range. This wasn't just a cheap, shitty one. This was, I mean, you can tell that this was a good one by the fact that, let me see, yeah, you can, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera that well. If it focuses, hopefully you can. But you can actually see there's some of that gold, yeah, there you go, the gold texture, the gold leaf texture around the Squire logo itself.
Serial number.
And the serial number being in the same fashion as well.
Oh, yeah.
But as you can see, the fingerboard's a little bit dirty. I've got to clean that up, which is why I got the strings off at the moment. It's got to clean the guitar. But yeah, I was trying to get $800 for this thing, plus the shipping, which would have been about $120 out in the US. So it's a pretty decent deal. It's a nice guitar. But just I haven't had any bites yet.
The fretboard was what again? Rosewood, you said?
The fretboard's rosewood. It just needs a bit of a clean because it's just a little bit dirty. That's all.
Right.
So it's got to finish cleaning her up. That's all.
Yeah, the old Squire stuff is great.
Oh, what do you got there?
Oh, look at that.
Squire bass. I actually blacked out the headstock, but
wow,
because it says Squire.
Yeah,
that's a pretty cool headstock, though.
It's a really good.
Don't be ashamed.
No, it's a really good bass.
Yeah,
I'm going to take a stab that's Korean from around 1990, right?
Oh, yeah, around 1990. Yeah,
and Korean as well, I would say.
Probably Korean, yeah. I put the Bartolini pickups. The only problem with it was the pickup, so I changed them out.
That's a very wide gap between the P and the J pickup.
And the fact that it said Squire on the headstock.
Exactly.
The only problem
what do you like?
The only problem with the guitar was the guitar.
Yeah, exactly.
John,
I took a Sharpie to it.
Great.
John BL, those active
exactly what I did. No, they're not.
It was a 5-string, but I just blacked out the low string.
Your best friend right here, the paint pen.
There you go.
Oh, who's doing that?
Keep zipping up.
Oh, no, you're frozen.
It's not me.
You were for a second. You were frozen.
Other than that, the guitar was fun.
Was that John Solo?
Well, it wasn't Han Solo.
Well, I got
Solo
it fully, fully set up, from a tech, and he installed the pickups and everything, and did the quality wiring that I couldn't do, and so he took off the paint, and then when I got it back, I put the paint back on on the headstock. So.
David Allen,
we could reveal it here on the show if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
Get some rubbing alcohol and no.
Wait, so you covered it, and then you brought it to somebody, and they uncovered it?
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been pissed.
That's kind of weird.
Well,
maybe they didn't realize that he'd done it himself.
I'm trying to hide what the guitar is, and you're.
David Allen Wright asks about, has anybody ever played the Washburn's Stephen Cut extended guitar with 27 or 36 frets? And I actually have to say I have played them before. And the 36 fret version that came out in the early 90s, late 80s, that went so far up, it literally reached the humbucker.
It went past your other hand. It went past
your hand. Yeah, exactly. It was just too hard to play up there. It was kind of an interesting guitar. They were a neck through, if I remember correctly. Ibanez also made a extended guitar a few years back, which was I think 29 or 30 frets. Just too hard. Once you get past say 27, it's too hard because the frets just become too tight and too small to play.
You're just gonna play with your pinky and that's it.
Yeah, even still, trying to shred with just a pinky.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like jacking off, really.
Oh my god!
There you go, Johnny's got it right there.
Yeah, here's one too. I think it's the same.
But that's the 27 fret. That's the 27 fret, Johnny. What do you got there, John?
That's insanity.
Find it on the camera. There it is. The
12, 24.
That's it.
Yeah, there it is. Yep.
Good night, Janice.
Good night, Janice.
Is that the same one?
Good night, Janice.
Look at that terrible grip.
Look at that.
Oh my god!
Look how tiny those frets are.
I love that finish on that, man.
What is that? A Washburn?
It's a Washburn, yeah.
I think it's a Washburn.
The finish is
Yeah,
awesome.
it is.
The headstock. The headstock's a Washburn.
What year is that, dude?
That'd be
88.
88, yeah.
I gotta find a picture of that.
Did they get sued?
For what?
I don't know, for the monkey grip.
Yeah.
It says this.
It says Steve Vai owns it.
I need my glasses.
Let's put on two
This
pairs.
opening through the
I
body
remember
of the
this ad.
guitar forms the hand grip. That's all it says.
Oh my goodness.
How about this one? Is Jason? Not Jason. Is Mancuda got this? What the hell is it? The pink one.
I remember that paint job of that, Jackson. Oh, the pink one?
It's kind of a nice.
Hello,
is that
Steve
Chevelle
Carmichael.
Steve Carmichael.
Yep, just got home from a gig.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Welcome, man. Awesome.
Speaking of Steve, where's our other friend Steve?
Oh, he said, yeah, he said he was maybe gonna jump in at some point.
He's too
Making
busy
an even six.
Ouijaing right now.
Oh. I think I remember this.
Do you guys ever remember a guitar that actually had a cutaway under the,
Alvarez.
Under the neck cut, like right
Alvarez.
here, that actually had a cutaway through here? Yeah. I was trying
Alvarez.
to find one of those. I mean, not trying to find a picture. One of those.
Alvarez.
That just seems so impractical.
He was actually used in the movie Wayne's World as well. One of the
Remember
guitar
that?
players
It
in
had like
Tia
a
Guerrero's band.
kind of a
John,
basically taking out
Alvarez.
the neck pickup and making a
John, can you hear any of us?
Alvarez. Is that what you're saying? Was it an Alvarez?
Holy shit.
A weird Alvarez.
No, I couldn't find a picture of it. I didn't remember it was an Alvarez, but I was trying to find a picture of it because it just seems so impractical. It wouldn't be.
It was the weird
I
Alvarez.
don't know.
They were called the Dana Scoop. There we
There
go.
you go.
Yeah, I remember going to a guitar store when those things first came out, and the guy that owned the store was like jamming on it, and he kind of looked like Alex Skolnick, actually a little bit. This dude, and when I met Alex years later, I'm like, I used to hang out with this guy that looked like you.
And he goes, "Hey Johnny, that was me."
Yeah, but he was playing. But the dude was playing. He was playing. This is what he was playing. One of these.
Johnny, I got it on if you want to share.
Oh my
That's it.
god, that's horrible.
Yeah,
I'd be afraid.
I know it's so you get the access to the higher frets, but
I'd be afraid of going too far down and like slicing your fingers off. As you're playing.
like cutting cheese.
I wonder how many of those got broken.
well, that's what I'm thinking. Like how many?
Yeah, you want to buy one?
In tune.
49.
Probably couldn't keep them in tune very well.
God,
Only
Or at least-
$649.
Yeah.
Intonated anyway.
See it?
This must be. Yeah, is this like a cheaper version of that, or?
I got to see the headstock. I don't know what that looks like.
Doesn't have the head stuck on the one I'm looking at.
Oh, there it is.
It's got a locking. What kind of a tremolo was it? A Floyd or?
Didn't they have cables on them?
Interesting fret markers. Flat bottom. Flat
Oh my god.
bottom on it. That's kind of interesting.
I don't know.
I do
don't know
remember
what's
that, like
uglier.
the ads in Guitar Player.
I don't know what's uglier, man. That cutaway or the friggin' just the guitar itself.
That's
Jesus.
definitely not a Floyd. What kind of tremolo is that?
It's just a knockoff Floyd. It's probably like a Washburn version.
I wonder how it sounds. I mean, look at that fucking thing.
I wonder what the neck. Wonder what the neck pickup sounds like.
Dude, I don't even. It's a middle pickup. It doesn't even have a neck pickup.
How much resonance? How much resonance can you get? All of a sudden, the neck stops.
Well, if
Is there a back photo of it?
What's at the point of that switch with those two pickups?
we'll go back to
The switch is probably the switch between
Probably
the
a
pickup.
three-way.
It sounds. Yeah, and you do all the way to the top, and there's like nothing. Right?
yeah. It was ahead of its time. It was like the early Kill Switch. Was that guitar?
It's just the sound of
Missing.
air. That's so weird.
You don't even need a whammy bar
Is
with
there a
that
picture of the
thing.
back?
You just bend the
Is it
neck.
just a bolt-on neck? Is it just like a bolt-on neck? I know. It seems
it's a
so
neck.
like it
Oh.
would be so fragile.
Imagine
Look
it
at
with a
this.
neck through too.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's just a bolt-on neck. But
That is so weird.
look at that you get like it just does not look like it would. It looks very fragile to me.
Looks more dangerous from the back.
Yeah, it does.
Dainty.
You know.
Dangerous and dainty. Yeah.
I mean, they thought of everything when they were. I mean, you obviously have like the 36 fret guitars and like the extended. You know,
Can you be
I mean,
dangerous
it's not
and
necessary.
dangerous?
It's really just not
Oh, whoops.
necessary, in my opinion. You know?
John Parson. Hey, man.
What's up, John?
John Parson. Thank you so much again. He says Phil McKnight has one of these.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, I was trying to find pictures of them. I didn't know how to I didn't know it was from an Alvarez, but
Alvarez.
I was trying to it's in Google. You're trying to describe it, you know, like neck pot kind of. Hook,
That's dangerous
whatever,
doing
I don't
that.
know. Yeah,
Alvarez.
and those springs don't look very good either. On that, look at the springs.
Alvarez.
Look at the size of that block.
They had to
Well,
add
it's just a
some kind of mass.
standard block, but
That's smaller
You know,
than a
I'm-
standard block.
that's
Surprised it
interesting.
didn't rip out of the damn body.
You need
Nothing's-
you need a huge freaking FU tone block to make up for all this.
Is that the back
right
of
here.
the pickup? You're looking at the back of the pickups right there.
Yeah, and there's a hole through the
Wow.
actual guitar. Yeah.
You see the wiring.
The single coil, even. I mean, look at that.
Imagine you do a
The
dive bomb and it
single
rips
coil even.
it rips your wires out of your pickup.
The single coil, even.
You'd actually have to. You'd literally have to FU tone that entire fucking guitar to hear it. I mean, look at that.
Any other versions of that, Johnny? With a neck cutaway?
You mean a different guitar or different pictures?
Is this
I don't know if the
reverb.com?
different models are different. Was there a neck through model, or I don't know? Just-
I'm just on Reverb right now. A neck through. Maybe there was like a necklace.
I guess that wouldn't really work. Necklace.
There's a necklace version.
I guess
Look
neck
at that.
through wouldn't
That's
really
so
work for
weird.
that.
But at the time when these came out, some people thought this was really cool.
Yeah, I remember them in Guitar World or Guitar Player World.
They were wrong.
You were wrong.
In hindsight's always 2020.
Where the hell? I've just got to find. I got a hard drive that's got a bunch of movies and stuff on it, and I think I can remember a famous scene
we
that
show
actually
them?
had that guitar in it. Yeah, because I can just turn the sound off.
No, didn't Johnny
But
get
it's-
flagged for something that was in the background?
Yeah, you can get busted just for showing even just the video.
To
Really?
any video.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, anyway.
Yeah,
Well,
I got
Wayne's Well.
I got a
Individual
copyright.
Wayne's Well.
I
Sorry,
got a
go.
copyright. I got a copyright claim
Find it still, Jay.
a couple days ago from a video from 2 years ago, and there was no sound. It was me showing the video on my phone, and it was a video. John Biel will tell you the story about it later, but they had these guitars in Wayne's World.
Yeah, so there was a scene where Wayne and Garth come in, and Tia Carrera's character is doing a rehearsal on a stage with their band, and one of the guitar players was actually playing one of those Alvarez guitars in it.
I do
I just
remember.
tried to
Wayne
find it on
World.
YouTube, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And as far as YouTube goes, I received a copyright claim. I'm trying to find where it is, from a video that I did about 5 or 6 years ago, because I played Pull Me Under in a video like 5 or 6 years ago. No backing track, just me playing the song, and they did a copyright claim on it
Mm-hmm.
from 5 or 6 years ago. So yeah, this YouTube thing's getting out of control.
Yeah, YouTube. What it does is the robots, they dig back, and they can find anything from any time.
I have a feeling, actually, hang on, I found it here. Warner Brothers Music Group has claimed it. It's not a strike, but they've claimed it for my Hot Tone Heart Attack amplifier video. I could probably go into YouTube and check, but possibly it was done manually, because that's what's been happening a lot lately. Is somebody's actually getting paid to sit there and go through videos manually and find stuff.
Really?
It's just ridiculous.
That's I mean, okay.
Skynet robots, yeah, possibly.
So you're reviewing something to put out
they played
word. Yeah, John, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Michael?
They played Washburns on what's his name? The guy
Wayne had a white Washburn.
Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Played a Washburn.
That'd be a little known Canadian
Mike
dude
Myers.
called Mike Myers.
Yeah. Mike Myers.
Oh, Johnny's getting some pussy. Nice.
He was sleeping.
Dead.
He was sleeping in that chair. It's raining out, so he's staying in. But yeah, he was sleeping in that chair right there, and he just there he is.
As you do.
Wayne's World. Party time.
Excellent.
Man, that was 30 years ago.
I still remember seeing both those two films in the cinema.
Yeah, I saw them
Here we
in the theater.
I think it might have actually been on Johnny's show that this was mentioned the other day. Maybe it was on a different show I watched on it. What's the earliest film you remember seeing at the cinema or the drive-in or whatever? That wasn't at home. What's the earliest film recollection you guys have?
Debbie Does
Star
Down.
Wars and Superman.
That's not true at all, Michael.
No, not at all. No.
Because mine was like you, John Biel. Mine was I remember going to the drive-in and seeing the opening film was Smurfs and the Magic Flute, and the main presentation. The main presentation was the original 1978 Superman movie.
Yeah, I think that was the first one I saw in the theater in '78.
Yeah, it was the first one I saw at the drive-in. What about you,
And I may
Jay?
have seen Star Wars in '77. I don't know. I feel like I saw it.
Wow.
What year did Gremlins come out?
84.
I want to say. Yeah, 84, I think 84. Yeah, that's my
85.
first instinct.
So whatever came out first between Ghostbusters and Gremlins.
I think it was the same summer, probably. Because I remember, Ghostbusters was.
They're
big
both
back
84.
84.
One of those, whatever one came out first. That's my first.
The
First
dog
one I
PA
remember.
says Stargate. That was a great film back in its day. It was a really good film.
That was a good film.
With Kurt
Amanda
Russell,
Coombs
right?
says.
Amanda says.
Yeah. No, James. Oh yeah, Kurt Russell and James Spader.
Amanda Coombs says Empire Strikes Back and Superman 3. Yeah. I remember seeing Empire in 1980. I was 6 years old in 1980. My dad and I was with a friend, and he went to a different movie, and he let us, two 6-year-olds into the Empire Strikes Back, and he just, he checked on us once throughout the movie. So we were in the back of the theater, two 6-year-olds. Would you do that today? I don't think so. We had a girl, myself and the neighbor girl. So she was my first girlfriend.
She was your first girlfriend. All started from
my first date. You could probably say that was my first date when I was 6 years old.
Jesus, starting early, huh?
Yeah, right.
And
But
now
I do
he's surrounded by
I
so
distinctly
many women.
remember that. Yeah, look at me. How far we've come.
I got her back here in the wall.
Actually, yeah, exactly. I remember my first cinema movie because we had a drive-in not far from my house, so we used to go to the drive-in a little bit. But my first cinema movie I ever saw was badass as hell. Was Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan.
Awesome! What a great movie, man.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle took me to see it. That's the same uncle that got me into the band Queen as well. So got to give
Michael
that guy a
took
lot
you
of
to see it? Say Michael took you to see it?
No, my uncle.
Michael Smith.
Your Uncle Michael.
Sorry, mate, you don't speak Australian, do you? Nah, that guy ain't got no idea what I'm saying.
Down under.
Yeah, mate, we go down under. You know what? I was flipping up my way over to the kite the other day when I was riding on my croc to try and get across the Wombat Valley, eh?
What?
Huh?
I see you've played Knifey Spoony before.
Oh, well done. That's not a knife.
You might want to watch out. It's liable to bite.
He's not too bad at doing it when he gets it right. That one wasn't right, but you do it well sometimes.
You know what? What's the Outback Steakhouse, right? The friggin' the commercial for Outback Steakhouse. I like that.
You got a toilet roll?
Is the guy that does the commercials for Outback Steakhouse? He can't be Australian.
Joe.
I don't know. I've never seen him. I've heard about him. Hey, I'm going to ask you a question, Mike. Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say that just the audio ones. Like, I don't know if I guess the commercials are the same, but his voice to me sounds like an American putting on the accent.
Yeah.
Let me have a look. I'll see if I can get one on YouTube, and I'll try to keep the volume down so you guys can't hear it, but I'll have a listen. And I'll tell you definitively, Outback Steakhouse commercial. Gotta love iPhones, mate.
It's probably going to be one of the commercials that just has like.
Australia is back. So for a limited time, your favourites are getting even.
Johnny's gonna get flagged.
18
That's actually a real Aussie. He's really putting it on, but that's a real Australian.
Oh wow, man!
That's not a fake voice. Man, you watch things like Phineas and Ferb or like some sort of cartoon stuff where they try and put it on. They're basically all just copying Steve Irwin badly.
Yeah,
that's a good cartoon, man.
I love Phineas and Ferb. I can't believe they only did 4 seasons of that.
It should be 44 seasons. Somebody told me to watch Gravity Falls.
Oh, that show is so dumb.
Is it really?
Yeah, man. My kids watch. I give my kids lots of English cartoons because that's their best way to sort of get their heads around English language is conversation with me in English cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
So we only occasionally give them Japanese stuff on TV because they get Japanese all day, every day. But one of the really good ones is Wally Kazam, which is on Nickelodeon. That's a very good show. Sorry, just quickly, SD Design. I love setting this one straight. He says, I heard Aussies don't drink Foster's beer. Completely true. Aussies don't drink Foster's. It's very rare that an Australian will actually drink a Foster's in Australia. Very rare.
Why is that?
It's just popular in America. It's from Australia, but it's not a popular beer in Australia at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Like, Foster's used to sponsor the Grand Prix many, many years ago, or Grand Prix, depending on how you pronounce it. But it's not popular. There's heaps of other options. I personally don't drink beer. It just tastes to me like the imagination of what drinking one's own urine would be like. I don't drink alcohol. It just doesn't sit well in my system.
So Jason, and whoever it was at a board meeting that says, "Hey, I have this idea, to beer or Foster's Australian for beer." That ad campaign in America, whoever that idea was, brilliant.
Yeah, it's true because like in Australia, we genuinely like. It's so rare for an Aussie, for a bona fide Australian to actually want to drink a Foster's. So rare. Like, if you ever go to an Australian pub and you like a pale ale, there's one called Cooper's Pale Ale, which is from Adelaide, my hometown. It's very popular in Australia. But yeah, I remember being 17 because it's 18 years of age, drinking age in Australia. I was 17. I went to a party and somebody gave me a West End draft, which is a very, it's a draft beer. I mean, I don't really know much about beers, but it's a draft beer. It was the first beer I ever drank. I tried so hard to finish it, and even right now, sitting here, I can remember the taste in my mouth. It was disgusting, and I never drank beer again after that. Didn't like it.
Oh, well.
Cherry wheat, good stuff right there.
I'm not a fan of Sam Adams. Something about it.
You ever have
Yeah,
cherry?
he's a bastard, Sam Adams. He's a horrible guy.
Is he really?
I have no idea.
He was the historic figure. I think he was probably a well, we won't get into it. But,
Yeah, did you ever have that, the cherry wheat?
Yeah, I just don't. Something about Sam, like the base taste of Sam Adams, to me is just like it's not good.
yeah, the Boston Lager isn't my favorite. I'm not a big. I for beer, I could be happy with a Bud Light. I really don't care.
Yeah.
But when you're looking for a good taste, a good
That is good. That Jerry Lee is
Good stuff.
Yeah.
How many people are watching at the moment? Does anybody know?
65, 66.
Wow, I'm impressed. I didn't think there'd be that many people bothering to stick up with this. Or
We
put
got
up with this, rather.
Get some more thumbs up. We got 39 here. Let's get some more.
Hell yeah. Hey, the dog PA puts up a great classic Australian quote or a thing that we say, so I'm going to give it to you in my best Aussie accent. Can somebody ask me if I'm busy? Oh, so now, hang on. Have you been busy lately? Anybody?
Hey, Jason, you been busy?
Flat out like a lizard drinking. Very Australian quote. Very Australian quote. But here's one of the best ones. You're all going to not really comprehend what the hell's going on here, but here's a great classic Australian line. Get a dog up, yeah.
Get a dog up, yeah.
Get a dog up, yeah. It's a very, very classic Australian line. Get a dog up, yeah.
What does that mean? What's it a reference to?
Basically, it basically means fuck off, but in a silly way.
Oh, okay.
Basically.
Eat a hot dog?
No. There's a classic Australian film from, I think, 1980 called Running on Empty, which was about a kid. When I say a kid, he was like a late teen, early 20, who had a really cool car. And there's this classic line where this kid's getting bullied by some other kids, and the run basically goes like this: "What's your name, kid? Piss off. Piss off? What sort of name's piss off? I know, it's Polish. Piss off's Polish. He's got red knickers on. Hope they're clean. Piss off." Very Australian type of bullshit.
Hey,
that's not it. That's not it.
That's not?
That's River Phoenix. Look at the picture.
River Phoenix. Was it this one?
Yeah, that's it.
No?
Yep. That's a Ford HQ, I think.
Or HQ in the States.
I gotta go, boys.
Holden. I think I said Ford. I meant to say Holden.
Good night,
What are you doing, Jay? You piking out on us?
Yeah.
Yeah, where are you going? It's not like you have a couple of kids or anything.
Dude, it's only 3:40 in the afternoon. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I wish.
Is that from
Nice
that
car.
it, Jason?
That's
Is that
that
the one?
actually.
No.
Yeah, that's the car. Yeah, that's the car.
Cool.
But that's not a That's a Ford, I believe.
And
Probably Charger.
congratulations again to Jay for his new miracle.
Yes. Thanks for joining us tonight. And good.
My new miracle. Did he grow?
Take care of that thing.
There's the movie poster, John BL.
Oh, okay.
That's the movie poster from the correct film. And as you can
So-
see, it's rated MA.
I know one of the famous Australian films from that time was Mad Max. Was it the
help,
similar
dude.
director?
Good night, Jay.
Bye, Jay.
Good
Good
night,
night, Jay.
Good night, Jay.
All right.
Can we just
Bear.
make a gif of this, and you can just put it up here the whole time? Like,
Everybody
actually, make a gif of me eating the
Bye.
popcorn.
Night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Yo,
Hey.
honey.
Bye, Jay.
Good night.
Bear.
Beh.
He's gone.
Yeah.
He's out the door. Jay has left the building. Now, it was directed by someone called John Clark, which is not the guy who directed Mad Max.
Now, was Mad Max actually an Australian film originally?
Yes, Mad Max was an Australian film. Not originally, it was an Australian film.
Well, I mean, but it became popular, and it was probably one of the first Australian films to become popular in the United States.
The weird thing is, though, that Mad Max was overdubbed for American audiences with American accents because they believed that you guys wouldn't understand it.
What?
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Smart ass.
Ow!
Wrong way.
Yeah, I was going to say wrong way. You fell into my fist then.
Ow! Oh, wrong way. Do
Wrong
it again.
way. Wrong way.
One more time. Ah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
A little late.
Just a little.
And then Road Warrior was kind of the
Road Warrior.
I think Road Warrior was the one that really was very Hollywood, but those movies were awesome. Those Mel
you got to
Gibson,
understand, Road Warrior was
Mad
Mad
Max
Max 2 for us, which was pretty cool. But Mad Max 3 was the one where Tina Turner came
Thunderdome. Thunderdome.
Exactly. Oh, look at you. Far beyond Thunderdome.
Thunderdome. Actually, beyond Thunderdome.
We don't need another hero. Anyway.
Yeah.
I remember
I
that.
love those movies, man. Those were some of my first, action movies. Like, it was on HBO every day for a couple of years.
Wow. Yeah, they were pretty intense, man. They were very intense.
The dog.
Good dog.
I've been thinking all week about that joke that was brought up on the show on, I think it was on Tuesday maybe. The Edge and Bono walk into a bar and the barman goes, "Oh, not you two again."
Oh, whoops.
I've seen that meme.
That was great. I love that one.
Did you ever see Tropic Thunder, Jason?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's the whole story behind that, in the what's his name, Robert Downey Jr.'s character. He's an Australian who underwent this skin pigmentation surgery, and he became a black man.
Black, yeah.
Yeah, but he was a black Australian. So they start making fun of him first, because he's playing a black guy and being an Australian, and then he goes into like the dingo ate your baby thing from Seinfeld, and he's like, that was a real thing, that really happened, that was a,
It was a real thing.
yeah,
It's actually true. It was a real thing.
the dingo ate your
Didn't
baby.
A dingo,
Then
yeah, but like,
Then
there's no
this.
place for Eddie Van Halen in this conversation right now. What are you doing?
I know Michael's trying to bring it back to like actual
Let's try let's do a little
music
bit.
conversation.
How badass
You know,
is that picture?
I have to say, because of the shadow from the zipper on the jacket, it kind of looks like Eddie's got a cleavage in that photo.
There you
Oh,
go.
look at you with your lock screen. Hey, you got the time totally wrong, dude. It's actually the wrong, it's actually 15:44 on March 15th.
15.
it's 15.
15.
This is one of my
Well,
absolute all-time favorites. I remember, I think it was a Guitar World.
That
one of
head
the
looks his head looks gigantic. Is
Oh.
it me or is it?
One of the magazines. The only thing they put up there was without music, which I thought was freaking killer. I had a poster of this.
Ed's always got his mouth
Wow.
open. He's always like that. Look at even there. I mean, he's got his here. Look at. He's
He
always
does.
got his mouth open.
Yeah, I got one with my
He's a
clothes. There you go. Feel better?
All right. But I was
yeah,
actually
this is-
thinking of that because it's kind of we make
Well,
fun of
he's always in a
people who
mood.
are
I'm gonna
sitting
wash
there
my hands.
in a picture like like mouth breathers. That's what we call them. Mouth breathers.
Mouth breathers.
People who are just sitting there like they're completely like out of
Wait,
it. And-
like
but
what?
Ed's not. But Ed's not. I'm not going to do it again.
We
But
need a
Ed's
thumbnail.
like he's actually
We need a thumb.
I'm not. You missed it. Sorry.
What's a mouth breather?
You never heard that? Like there's a perfect.
It sounds weird.
There's a meme. There's a couple of memes and gifs out there for that. There it is.
Wank face. What?
Yeah, there you go. You could call it that too.
You're right, Amanda. That dude just does things about mouth breathers.
There was an insult used in Stranger Things by the girl, I forget her name, 11. She calls somebody a mouth breather in that too.
Yeah.
That was set in 83 for the first one.
So that's an insult to call someone a mouth breather.
Nice book there, Michael. Nice
Like I said, I got to show a friend of mine that you can have some
Mouth
awesome photo.
breather. Okay. Mouth
This
breather.
guy.
What's mouth?
I want to mention something very on point here, which is actually if everybody like you guys and people
How
in
did we
chat,
get to that?
if you guys all forget everything else I say and just remember one thing, I got huge advice. That book that Michael's holding right there, this is a good thing. The guy who took the majority of those photos is Niels Lozauer. I'm pretty sure most people would know his name. He's pretty synonymous with rock and roll photography. There you go. There is a documentary which I watched on YouTube the other day.
I just put that up.
On Neil. It is so good. Yep.
I put that up the other day. That is you're 100% right, dude. It is insane. If nobody has seen it,
such a good documentary.
Right here. This is a Zlozauer shot from that film, as a matter of fact.
There you go.
No.
Have you seen it, Johnny?
I have not. I was invited to a screening of it with was Lozauer. Was he going to be there? I don't know if he was actually. I don't know if he was there.
You have to watch. He's a hell of a character.
But the filmmaker was there, and actually, I had met him. I actually met him.
McNamara?
What?
What about me?
Was it Jason McNamara?
I wasn't the filmmaker on that one.
No. But no, the filmmaker of that film, I met him at a screening of the Jason Becker documentary.
Oh, nice. Yep.
It was called the CineQuest Film Festival in San Jose. This was back in like 2011 or something. But anyway, I was sitting next to the guy, and he gave me like a DVD of like another film that he did, and then some years later he ends up doing that one, and he invited me to come down to a screening, but the traffic, it was raining, and to get from here to Berkeley, I couldn't make it. But we're actually Facebook friends and everything, and
it is such an amazing movie. It really is. It's free on YouTube.
Yeah,
I mean, just look it up on YouTube. I put the link up on my Facebook page. Whoever's a friend of mine, but it's awesome.
These are all pictures from that movie. Actually, I took screenshots from that.
And thank you, Jason.
Not just Van Halen, but they do really highlight Van.
I got this from Jason, by the way. Killer.
I've still got a couple of them around the place.
It really
I didn't
did.
realize he did a lot of the.
Let me pull one up. I mean, look at this stuff. Look at this backstage stuff.
Oh, is that the young
shots,
guitar?
that's actually the music store.
Is that the young guitar compilation?
And look, he's playing a Greco.
That's the one. Yes, that's it, John BL.
Yeah, those are amazing pictures.
I mean, these photos are. Look at this. Just a 70, 79, but still.
Oh, look at that! What kind of is that a Fender? No, I don't think it is.
It's like a is that a
I
music?
haven't seen that one before.
Is that a Music Live?
I don't know. Let me read it. Jason, can you help me?
Yeah, no, I can't.
So what year is that? That's probably like
It's all 79. It's all 79. When they.
It's 79 and 80, isn't it? I think the book. It says on the front cover.
It's when they went over to Japan for their tour.
It's 78 and 79.
There you go.
So 78 when they were touring with Black Sabbath, I think, right? And 79 on
their
own.
78, I think they did. Look at this stuff. This is freaking crazy.
Those are great man. Those are some of the best. Next to the Lozauer book, those are just as good, if just as good.
That's cool.
Compilation.
I'm trying to find him. Yeah, there's some great stuff. I can't believe you haven't got that book, Johnny.
Yeah, I don't have one.
How young they are.
Hey, Vintage Sounds. Hey, man.
Nice. Man, that must have been a fun tour. I just can't imagine, young guy, 20-something band, first time out on tour, and with Black Sabbath nonetheless, and I mean they toured the world with them, which was just in 1978, kicking ass, man. There you go.
I was just trying to find a photo to back this up, but the girl who's in the movie, who's Lozauer's girlfriend, Kyoko, is a really good friend of mine. I know her. She lives here in Tokyo.
Really?
Yeah, she's a really nice person. But I've known Kyoko now for, I don't know, 5-6 years, maybe longer.
Jason, is that her?
Where?
No,
I can't
This
see.
picture, this is sick. I mean, he's
There's
talking
Neil.
all
No,
this-
no. I remember that shot. That was funny. No, that's not Kyoko.
You sure?
Yeah, that chick was stunning.
Get a close up.
Like, no offense. Come on, Johnny. No offense to Kyoko, but that's not her.
Look at that. Some of the photos, man, and this is crazy.
Nice.
Thanks again, Jason.
Who
Oh, my
was it?
pleasure,
Was
man.
that one photographer in Japan that took all those photos, or is it somebody from
Question.
Young Guitar?
Who's
I
that
think
behind
that's-
you?
Is that Neil? I think that's Neil. Or if it's definitely his Lozauer, but I don't know if it's actually Neil.
There you go. There they are together. I got a photo right here. This is Lozauer and Kyoko together.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yep, there they are.
So,
Awesome.
and she's a really good soul. A really, really, really good soul.
Watch that documentary, and you'll really get to learn a lot about them, man. It's pretty
Yeah, it is a
100%.
great documentary, definitely. And all the
100%.
different bands that he worked with, from all the way back to the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, and Van Halen was by far the most prominent. He toured with them for years, but
The interesting one in there is, actually, there's a couple of them. Like hearing the way Steve Vai talks in there. I've known Steve for a while, and even in interviews, you never hear Steve talking the same way as what he does when he talks about his Lozauer.
Really?
He's so chilled when he talks about his Lozauer.
Mhm.
It's really funny. And the other one that really impressed me there was Paul Stanley.
Oh yeah,
Paul
he was
Stanley
all over him. Yeah.
He was really good in the doco.
Yeah.
John Biel's going to town there on his computer. He's got everything. Man, you are like the most catalog dude I've ever known.
it's
You
not
got
even
everything
catalog,
ready
yeah.
to go. Like you got all the books. Like
No, it's
I mentioned,
I'm a
something,
very.
and then you run up, grab something, and
I'll
come
be
back
honest.
with
I'm a
this
very
and that.
visual guy, and I'm more into a lot of the documentaries, concert videos than any albums. And I love all the albums and stuff, but I'm very visual media. I love all the concert documentaries and concert.
Right?
That's
Yeah.
why you like my work so much, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll freeze frame anything. I've got take Live Without a Net, for example. I've got probably 2,000 freeze frames from that in itself.
Yeah.
Just behind the scene, and I do have it cataloged like cameramen, like a whole thing of like the behind the production of Live Without a Net. Then all the Ed photos, all the Mike photos, all the etc. And you guys have seen the
Hey, there we go.
the stage.
Sounds.
Johnson's Lowe's.
There you go.
He's got the the tough guy look.
Somehow he's got a crappy voice like this.
Oh yeah, he does. His voice is classic.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
he
one
went
of
through the eight.
one of the
enjoyed the-
videos I did at the EVH booth at NAMM one year. I was filming one of the guitars, and I listened back to the video, a couple years later, and Neil must have been standing behind me because you could hear him talking. I recognized his voice.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Again, watch that video, man. Watch that movie.
Yeah.
It's a great
it is.
movie, and you'll get all the stuff that we're talking about. The way he
Mm-hmm.
sounds and his gravelly voice like this, and just the life this guy's had. Holy, I mean, we're going back to Zeppelin, and AC/DC, Stones. I mean, he had access to things that people would dream of.
Def
And him
Leppard.
and his buddy, pulled it off. Yep. Good night, Amanda. Sweet dreams.
Good night, Amanda. Take care. Please dream of the four of us. Actually, that sounds weird, doesn't it?
Yeah. Amanda, dream. I'm going to give you a nightmare scenario. Dream of the
no.
Yeah,
Not
Dream
good.
of what?
Not good.
the four of us.
I said a nightmare scenario. Dream of the four of us.
Yeah, poor girl. Cheers. Nice.
Cheers, Amanda.
Good night, Amanda.
Oh, God, she says I always do. Well, she's worse than us.
God, I love her.
So the Niels Lozauer documentary is called In Your Face, the Niels Lozauer story. Definitely look it up.
Yeah.
Again, in your face, the Neil Zlozauer. Even just type in Neil, as in regular Neil, and then just type in ZLO, and that'll get it up.
Z
Yeah.
if you're from the States.
It's literally, it's so awesome.
Whatever.
It is really an awesome watch. There's a lot of Van Halen in it, but it's not just Van Halen. It's, God Almighty, it's rock and roll history, basically.
Johnny, if I was to share the link to that into the chat, that would get like stopped by Nightbot or something, wouldn't it?
Maybe.
We don't.
Well,
know.
we don't want them to
All right.
watch it until the show is over, so we'll put it. In
No,
the
no, but
comments
they
or
could copy and paste. They could copy and paste, surely. I just put it in there. Let's see if it comes up in the chat or if it gets blocked.
Look at that. That's so cool.
Yep.
Because you know, if you know, yeah, what that's from, like that.
Exactly.
That wall.
Man, oh man, is that awesome a lot.
I have that. I do have that still frame somewhere. I gotta find that now. Those laws.
Good night, Jeff T.
Good night, Jeff T. Can I say it like one word? Jeff T?
Jeff T.
Look at
Yeah, that's it. Neil's a homo.
Well, so what's the joke with that? I mean, is it in the movie? Do you have to watch the movie to get the joke? Because
I don't recall seeing that in the film.
there's where did I hear that? There was a radio. Was it a radio thing? Something with Eddie giving Neil a shout out, and it was very similar to this picture. But it wasn't like it was like it wasn't like it was like a behind the scenes thing. But yeah, and then
You're
there's
selling the story real well there, Johnny.
yeah. And then there's another book, right? Isn't there another book with everybody, flipping off the camera?
That's called Fuck Off. I think it's called Fuck Off's Lows Hour or something like that, or Fuck Off's Lows or something. No, the Fuck You book.
Yeah,
That's what it's called.
Fuck Off. Yep, it's in a movie. Yep.
Yeah, it's called the Fuck You book.
Yep.
Like Michael Anthony was interviewed in the film. Steve Vai, Paul Stanley, as I said before. Nuno's on there. Steve Piercy's on there. There's heaps of dudes, like heaps of classic rockers on there talking about. Chad Smith's featured on there quite a bit. It's pretty funny. Chad Smith's great. You get to see some cool behind the scenes things. They give him shit on there about how much he loves Asian women. I wouldn't know anything about that.
Steven Tyler.
Johnny, I just left the link. It's not the link to Facebook. It's the link to his to Neil's site. So I don't think you get flagged.
There you
Otherwise,
go.
I'll take it down.
No, it came up. Mine didn't come up, but yours came up.
Want me to take it down, Johnny, or no?
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
The dog PA put a really good joke in here. What's the difference between yoga and Australians? One has culture. It's definitely not the Australians. That's funny. That's funny. And another joke here. I arrived at customs in Australia. They asked me, "Do you have a criminal record?" I said, "I didn't know that was a requirement to get entry."
Oh gosh.
The dog PA, I have a question. Are you actually Australian? Because you're pretty good at this stuff. That's good.
He's
He
hitting
must be
that
an
right
Aussie.
now.
Actually, maybe he's not, because he did say at some stage here, he said Australians, Irish, and Brazilians know how to enjoy life to the fullest. That's pretty true. Maybe
So
he's
Johnny,
not-
do you know the story behind that picture with painting on the wall where they wrote out the lyrics to Fair Warning or Beane Street? Did they actually kind of write?
I don't know the story behind that.
No, I don't know either. I'm just because you're the go-to or one of us. I just wonder if that was an actual, like they actually painted that on a building, or if it existed for a little while, or.
Well, I mean that's the lyric to that song.
But then it says "F off's laws," so that wasn't actually in the. But the
well, no, you don't.
Quote
You don't
was in the.
You don't see that far down on the
record sleeve, right?
Well, yeah. Let's
check the record sleeve.
Let's find the album sleeve.
Jason, you all right?
Oh, yeah, no, I was just reading
for a minute there.
No, I was just reading the Dog PA's comments. That's all. He's not Australian. He just did a report on it once. Australia's a fairly sizable country, but there's only like 24 million odd people there. We're geographically one country smaller than America, but yeah, we have a minuscule amount of population in comparison.
Okay, here we go. So yeah, they do show. Maybe he that was painted in like later on, or it was
Photoshop,
like photoshopped out,
airbrush.
It might have even just been done later as a tribute, because that whole telling him to fuck off thing became a thing over the years. You got to watch the doco, Johnny. I don't know when you'll get time, but you got to watch it. It's classic.
I got to see it. Yeah, I actually I invited the filmmaker to come on here at some point.
So was that quote from something else, or did Dave actually write that? I mean, I feel like Dave wrote it.
Gimbal.
The only, because the quote is a little different than the lyrics. It says, and someone said, "Fair warning, Lord will strike that poor boy down." I think he says he takes out the will in the lyrics of the song.
Johnny, I've just sent you
strike that poor boy down.
Okay,
I've just sent you the link, Johnny, to the documentary.
Okay, thank you, man.
So you can watch it sometime, no problem. Whose phone is that?
What link? What do you got? What's going on?
I'll link to the movie.
Is this a
What's
movie
going
that
on
you
with the phone?
I missed everything here.
Michael, catch up.
Oh, there it goes. Okay.
Yeah,
Here
so
you go. Steve Vai.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, so this is the picture that Neil took for the Fair Warning album. It's in the what do you call it? The insert.
Yeah, the Fair Warning.
I got to tell you something funny. Did you notice I was doing this just then? Because I was like, "What the hell's going on here? Somebody's playing music and they're doing the quote from the Niels Lozauer movie." I just realized that when I grabbed the link for Johnny, it started playing the film for me here on my computer, which I'm hearing through the headphones. You guys had no idea what was going on.
In the back, and all we see is just
Yeah, because I'm like, who's playing the music and what's going on here? That was hilarious.
voices in your head.
It was literally. I thought one of you guys was playing it, but that was funny. I just realized it was me when no one else joined in.
That's the Police. Voices. That's one of my favorite songs by them. Probably my favorite song by them.
Voices by the Police. I know Voices by Russ Ballard.
No, Voices in my head, right, Johnny?
Voices in my head.
Yeah. Listen to it.
Is that Ghost in the Machine?
Yes.
I've got that album.
Because they used that when they did the tour. When they that was their intro music. Was that song?
That song is so good. Put your headphones on.
It was a recording. And then they actually, right before they come out, they actually start playing along with it, and they ends up there playing it live, and then they go into "Don't Stand So Close."
So good.
Yeah.
God, that song is so good. It's got great rhythm to it, and the only line is that "Voices in my head." They start singing it in the background.
Yeah. Well, the music is the same thing. Yeah.
Synchronicity 2. I love that song.
Man.
I was just going to say that, Johnny. You said that's what got you hooked, right?
Synchronicity 2 is what got me hooked into the Police. Yeah.
I think Queensryche did a cover of that on their covers album from like 2008 or something, and it was all right, but it wasn't as good as the original. The original's just so good.
Which song is that, Jason? Queensryche?
Synchronicity 2. Queensryche did a cover of Synchronicity 2 on their cover album.
I've heard other bands do covers of that, and the one thing that other bands have always gotten wrong, well, the stuff that I've heard anyway, is the guitars are always distorted.
Yeah,
and
100%.
that's wrong. That's not right. You want it
Clean.
You want it to ring.
It's clean, but he actually has like he has like slight fuzz on some of the guitars for that.
That's one of the best things about him. His playing, you can hear every freaking nuance of his notes.
Definitely can.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm not telling you anything, Johnny. He's your
yeah.
And
I've got a magazine here somewhere, man.
Do you really? Let me take a wild guess. Do me a favor. Oh, you have that magazine? Can you go get it signed for me?
I need some stairs. This is what I need.
Tell them what you're talking about, because people probably have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, this was like what, 2 years ago?
2 years now, yeah.
2 years. 2 years ago.
I remember this story.
Right before the NAMM show, I had messaged Andy Summers and I'm like, are you going to be at NAMM? And they're like, no, we're not going. But there's actually, if you can find the newsstand, there's going to be a magazine with Andy on the cover. So if you can grab a couple of those for us and send them over, you know. And I went,
20.
yeah, I went down. I couldn't find them anywhere. And then Michael Smith happens to find. You walked like through it. And,
Michael. Michael. Was
he I don't know where you found them.
They were down like in the basement. I walked in, not in the basement. Got one of the entrances on the compound at NAMM. And I walk in, and I just looked over and I saw Andy's picture, and I called you up. I'm like, I think I have some. How many you want? He goes, well, take what you can get. And I grabbed all of them.
Yeah. And so I'm walking around with my backpack with like literally 16 magazines.
Yeah.
Or something.
Wow.
20
That's
magazines. Heavy. Yeah. And then I mailed them all off to Andy. And I'm like, hey, can you send a couple back signed? One to me and one to Michael Smith. And they did. And it's been 2 years and I have them. They're in my loft, but I don't have stairs, so I can't get up there. So for 2 years, I have a magazine to Michael Smith with Andy's signature on it, but I can't get it, you know.
I'm starting to call. I'm about ready to call bullshit on that, by the way.
Yeah.
You could use an alternate set of stairs.
Yeah, get a ladder or something. Man.
It goes too far back. It's
so here's the
not gonna happen, Michael.
It's all good.
Here's the track listing from the Queensryche album called Take Cover, which was released November 13th, 2007. They open up the album with Welcome to the Machine by Pink Floyd, Heaven on Their Mind from the Jesus Christ Superstar rock opera, Almost
So
My
it's a cover
sorry,
album?
Almost yeah, that's why it's called Take Cover. Almost Cut My Hair by Crosby, Stills and Nash and Young, sorry. For What It's Worth by Buffalo Springfield, For the Love of Money by the OJs. It's an interesting collection.
Wow.
But then there's here come three absolute pearlers in a row. Innuendo by Queen.
Oh,
Neon Nights by Black Sabbath.
I gotta hear that.
Wow.
If anyone's going to sing Neon Nights, it's going to be Jeff Tate.
What album was that from? Was that Dio version, Dio Sabbath or Ozzy
Yeah,
Sabbath?
Yeah.
Dude,
Black
you don't know
Sabbath.
Neon Nights? You don't know Neon Nights as a song?
That is my favorite song by Dio. Oh my god! Fuck yeah!
Oh man,
Dio.
God,
that's good stuff. And then it was Synchronicity 2, as we just discussed, by the Police. Then Red Rain by Peter Gabriel.
Wow.
Then Odessa by Salvatore Litteria. I'm going to get it wrong. Oh, there you go. Nice. I told you you're the ultimate catalog man. I just said it. And then they close out the album with Bullet the Blue Sky by U2.
Wow.
Man, oh man.
But I
gotta
have to
find that
say,
album. That's a great cover.
I have to say
that
the
album?
production.
I honestly never heard of it. What's the name of it?
Take Cover by Queensryche. But the production on the album was unfortunately nowhere near as good as it should have been for such a great bunch of songs.
What year was
Production, 2007. The production really let the album down. I just don't think they had a big budget.
And Tate's on that? Is Jeff on that?
Yeah, Jeff's on it. So Chris DeGomo was off the album. So the members on the album would have been Scott Rockenfield, Eddie Jackson, Michael Wilton, Jeff Tate, and I believe Mike Stone was the other one playing guitar on the album at that stage. No, actually, it's got it right here. Yeah, that's the correct lineup. Yeah, so Mike Stone was on guitar, and he was actually pretty decent in the band. But man, Chris DeGamo was the bomb. That guy was so good. But yeah, man,
That's cool.
That's a pretty decent album. And then Striper actually did a covers album as well, and they did a Dio tune as well.
I love
Michael Sweet's amazing.
God, he is so good.
So I missed. Did you say Synchronicity was on that album? Synchronicity was on
Synchronicity 2 is the 8th track on Take Cover, which is the Queensryche album. So here's a look at the album cover.
Nice.
Looks
like
was
gas mask.
Yeah, it looks like it's going on today in the world.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like the Black Sabbath cover.
It's crazy.
And then when Striper did their cover album, they actually did Heaven and Hell.
No way,
dude! You didn't know Striper still do Heaven and Hell live sometimes.
One of my favorite songs, and I can't imagine the way Mike would do that because his voice.
Michael sings it great.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, there you go.
Yep. Cool. Now, oddly enough, a lot of people don't like the fact that this is mine, but I don't really give a shit. My favorite Black Sabbath album is one that nobody, even if I gave them 5 guesses, would get. Anybody? Feel free to try.
Well, yeah, I'll give you my favorite Sabbath.
Let me think. I'm gonna guess it's probably one of the ones that
not Heaven and Hell. Is it?
I do love Heaven and Hell, but it's not Heaven and Hell. I do love that album though.
My favorite was the middle of Ozzy years from Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and Soup. What was the one right after that? I can't think of it right now, but the middle, 74, 75 Ozzy years were some of the best. With, not the Paranoid years or the War Pigs years. Those were a little raw for me, but yeah, the later ones with what was it? I can't.
Stop focusing.
It's too late. I can't think of it.
I'm gonna guess
National Acrobat. I mean, some of the
mine's cross purposes with Tony Martin on vocals.
I'm gonna guess cross purposes.
There you go.
Good one, Johnny.
100%.
That must have been Dio, right?
No. This was Tony Martin. This was not Dio. This wasn't Gillan. This wasn't Ozzy. This was Tony Martin on vocals. He's got a hell of a voice, and I love that album. Absolutely love it.
I knew it.
They have a tune on there, which I mean.
How many albums did he do? Did he record with them?
I believe he did the Headless Cross and Cross Purposes. That was it.
He was on the Headless Cross.
I'm pretty sure he was.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he was. So there's this bass riff on there, which is like, Johnny, you won't get flagged for this one. Like, just trust me, it's so basic you can't get flagged for it.
Is that an Ibanez?
This is yes, it is.
SG?
Yeah, SDGR from 95, I think. Yeah, 95.
Does that have the Bartolini active pickups in it?
It's got active, but they're not Bartolini's.
I have.
But anyway, this riff.
Go
This riff is so Sabbath. It's cool. Oh, sorry. I screwed it up. Hang on. So I've dropped tune. That's why I screwed it up. Sorry.
Was it Geezer playing this, or?
Of course. Yeah. Like, how cool of a riff is that? And when the song comes in, it's Cosy Powell playing drums on this record. It's just like, it's just a real slow, sludgy song. It's called Virtual Death. If you get on YouTube later and look it up.
Sabbath,
I gotta look it up. I remember reading an article from Ronnie James Dio before he came in Sabbath, right? Talking about the first time he heard Sabbath. And he literally said it's like Godzilla came walking into my town and destroyed it. It was so freaking heavy.
I mean,
yeah. He's like, I never heard anything like it. Think about it, right? I mean,
and I've always kind of had Sabbath on my radar, but if you go back and the middle albums, after Paranoid, what was Sabbath 4, what was the one with I don't know, anything after Paranoid. I mean, the first ones were really raw, very very kind of basic. Like I think they did it on like 8-track studio,
Master
very
Reality.
low budget master. Yeah. And the later Ozzy albums were just not the late, not like Never Say Die, but the middle of Ozzy albums were just so. I mean, the songwriting and the Megalomania, a lot of those.
Never Say Die is
National Acrobat.
I love the way Ozzy sings that. And Ozzy, I read another article about him. He doesn't remember recording that album.
He never did those like in his Ozzy years. He only did the hits from Sabbath. He didn't really do the deeper cuts, which, I mean, man, some of those songs were just epic. I mean, that's all you can say is epic. They were just, I mean, I'm thinking of like Megalomania, or I can't think of the whole catalog, but
again, Dio, I think Dio coined it perfect. Godzilla, trashing through your town. It's just, it just blew his mind.
I went through a whole, kind of resurgence of Sabbath over the last couple of years, just kind of rediscovering them. I knew about the early stuff, but the middle stuff with Ozzy was just sick. I mean, you got to take time to discover it.
And Tony Iommi,
looked it up.
Talk about a riff master.
Hell yeah. I just looked it up and I made a mistake. It's actually not Cozzy Powell on the album. Sorry to disappoint, but it's actually Vinny Appice, but he's still freaking awesome. So
I was going to say, wow, you disappointed me.
Kind of interchangeable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was Roddy James Dio, Vinny Appice. Hang on. What the hell's going on here?
Oh.
Hang on. Well, I'm reading it off Wikipedia here now. So Dehumanizer. Now, this is the cross purposes page, mind you. It says Dehumanizer saw a reunion of the Mob Rules era Black Sabbath. But after the tour, Roddy James Dio and Vinny Appice departed. They were replaced by former Black... Oh, that's right. I do remember this now. There's a reason. I have a friend who reminded me of this before. So they were replaced by former Sabbath vocalist Tony Martin and former Rainbow drummer Bobby Rondinelli. He's the one who played on the album.
Wow. Cozzy Powell actually played in Rainbow as well, I think.
Correct, but it wasn't Cozzy. And Cozzy played with Gary Moore as well, which was awesome. I remember when Brian May went out in, I can't remember, I think it was 92 or something, and went out solo. He had Neil Murray on bass and Cozzy Powell on drums.
Wow.
That's a band.
So it was
Bobby Rondinelli who played on it.
Live 24 times.
What was that?
Wow.
74 was the best. 24
times.
What are you saying?
The Dog Paw said that he saw Sabbath live about 2 times. 1974 was by far the best. That is crazy.
And look at some of the bootlegs from that too. There's actually some official releases from, I think, 74, 75. But my God, in New Jersey, there's a great bootleg or semi-official soundboard from New Jersey 75, which is just it's kind of dark, and it's just like it's just Black Sabbath. I mean, it's quintessential, very quintessential Black Sabbath.
Yeah. Music therapy. Laz, what's up, man?
I was just about to say that. I noticed that he's there. How you going, Laz? Nice to see you, fella. No, Johnny's there. Johnny, did your cat shit on you or something?
No, he came in from the rain.
Oh.
And he climbed up here, and he climbed up on my lap, and he was all wet.
Isn't that a Led Zeppelin song?
The Rain song.
No, came in from the rain or something.
Or
something like that.
Ned puked up a rat on Johnny. Got rid of a rat.
Although he did leave like a rat's stomach in the garage.
Oh man,
that's nice.
That one time that one time he put that thing in, that was like almost
was it like a squirrel? I mean, it was
crazy, huh?
He tortured the shit out of it in the bathroom too.
He was throwing it around. It was bouncing off the walls. He was throwing
Johnny's live on that broadcast. Oh, here's
I gotta go take care of this.
I gotta go take care. What's going on? Ned's ripping the shit out of a rat that's almost as big as he is.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
So, John BL, I'm just going through this here just quickly. The Headless Cross from 89 did have Tony Martin on vocals, as did TYR. in 1990, but Dehumanizer in 92 was when Ronnie James Dio rejoined the band. I remember when that album came out. So that had Ronnie, Vinny Appice, Geezer Butler, and Tony, of course, in the band. And then, yeah, the 94, so 5 years after the Headless Cross, for cross purposes, the one that I mentioned is my favorite. That's when Tony Martin rejoined the band again for that album too.
Cool.
Yeah, I remember they played in our area. I wasn't working at the time, but the club that I worked at, you know,
That's one of them.
I worked this show. They.
That's one of them. That's not the biggest one.
Highlight that. Look at that thing. My God.
That's is that a muskrat or an actual rat?
It's like,
or is it a small cat?
That's a small meal. I mean,
it's
that's like that's Johnny's dinner.
wood. It's a wood rat. It's
That's
a wood
scary.
rat. That's what we have here.
And Tony Martin was also on 95's Forbidden, just for the record.
What's your favorite album with Sabbath with Dio? Because that's
Heaven and Hell.
Basically,
Heaven and Hell.
Heaven and Hell would have to be. You can't really argue that.
Heaven and Hell, Mob Rules are so close to me, man.
They are, and Mob Rules was fantastic, but there's just something about Heaven.
Mob Rule hits a chord with me, and it's different if you watch the movie. You know what I'm going with, right? Heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
It's a different version. But that punched me in the gut. I remember seeing that in the theater. I was like, holy shit, man.
Well, and they did a kind of a reunion for that too in like 08 with Dio and the whole lineup, which was, and I think there was a official Blu-ray.
Yeah, live at Wacken.
Did they really? I didn't see it.
Apollo, I think, or New York. There was one from New York, Radio City or something that they did too as well. But yeah, Wacken and all.
Yeah, I've got the Wacken DVD. It's really good. But I mean, Ronnie was definitely not well during that, but he still sang brilliantly.
It was the later, yes, definitely. Yeah. When Ronnie was.
That was not far before he passed. Right. The thing about Heaven and Hell, though, is Heaven and Hell was released in 1980. And remember, which other classic rock staple was released in 1980? Anybody? Yeah. One of the most important rock albums of all time? No, I'm not going to go with Van Halen for this. I think this album was more important than
AC/DC.
Okay, hold on.
Thank you.
Back in Black.
Yeah, Back in Black. There was something about 1980 that just had something. I don't want to say sinister, but yeah, exactly. It had a certain, like, moving away from the 70s, but still getting dark. It just 80 had something magical in it that was just incredible. I think things got a little bit fluffier by, like, as the 80s went by. We all know that, but 80 just had a certain darkness to it that I just think was really incredible. And I think that's kind of why. The other thing is as well, of course, Sabbath going from like Never Say Die from 78. It was like the last album of that era with Ozzy, I believe. And then you go into Heaven and Hell. The band was regrouping. In comes Dio with all this amazing energy. There's just something about that album.
And then you think about it like kind of on the back burner, but definitely not the back burner. Don't take this the wrong way. You have Ozzy and then Randy get together. I mean, what a time for music, you know? You have that awesome stuff coming on with Dio, and then you got Randy ripping the shit out of the guitar, right? I mean, just stuff we haven't ever heard. And guess who's back? Guess who's earlier? EVH. I mean, what a time to be alive as far as music.
Up and coming. I mean, at that time, but take Randy Rhoads. I mean, of course.
Yeah,
I had catapulted Ozzy into the next generation. Yeah.
I never saw Randy live. I had tickets to see him live. I think I told the story before, Johnny. If I did, I won't bore you again. But I had tickets to see him live twice. First time I had double walking pneumonia. I couldn't go. Okay. Second time I was supposed to go, and the accident happened. So I never got to see him live, but I saw Brad Gillis play it. That's when he filled in for him at Madison Square Garden. Brad Gillis is a killer guitar player there. I mean, awesome. Madison Square Garden, I felt so bad for him. People were booing, literally booing.
Really?
Yes, at Madison Square Garden. And I'm like, dude, this guy is, he's working it. He's playing the songs. I mean, he's a phenomenal guitar player. But people were just I guess they were just that bummed because, Randy wasn't there. Like it was Brad's fucking fault.
Right.
You know what I mean? But so I never got to see Randy Rhoads. That's I mean, it is what it is, but God, I love him. He's like my second favorite guitar player.
Yeah,
behind
I
Eddie.
mean, such a short-lived kind of
Yeah.
professional career.
The impact he had. Think of that.
I was just watching Quiet Riot at the S Festival earlier tonight, as a matter of fact, and Triumph. I was because Paul had kind of mentioned that in Facebook earlier, the Triumph thing. But yeah, I mean, and Quiet Riot at the S Festival they opened the whole heavy metal day, and at that point they were far past the Randy Rhoads years, but.
Right.
I mean, it was the second generation of
with
Quiet
Cavasso.
Yeah, and yeah, but I've just looked up a list of like 20 best rock albums, or 20 best, however you want to term that. But like, this is a pretty cool list, AC/DC, Back in Black. It's all alphabetical, I should say. So, did you catch that, Michael, or did you just?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut out.
That's right. I was just saying. So, like, I've just looked up a list of the 20 best rock albums. Now, of course, this is subjective from 1980. But how's this for a list? It just describes the era exactly like I was saying. AC/DC, Back in Black, Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell, Dead Kennedys, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables, Dire Straits making.
What list is this? Most
top 20. So it's the best 20 rock albums from 1980.
I can't imagine Dead Kennedys being a top on those lists.
Who put it up, Jason?
Nothing against Dead Kennedys, but they were very underground.
Yeah, but who put that up? I'm curious.
I'm just trying to see here who wrote it.
It was Louder.
It's on. Yeah, Louder. Yeah, that's it. Louder, whoever that is.
Go ahead.
Dire Straits making moves. There you go. Johnny's already found it. Heart, Bebe Lestrange, but wait for it. Iron Maiden's first album, Iron Maiden.
Nice.
Classic. Journey Departure.
Right.
That was with Paul Di'Anno. The first two Iron Maidens was with Paul Di'Anno.
Yeah. Iron Maiden and Killers.
Judas Priest, British Steel.
Nice.
Kate Bush, Never Forever. Interesting. But here's another classic one. Johnny, keep scrolling down a little bit. Motorhead, Ace of Spades was 1980.
The Ace of
Michael Schenker Group album.
Awesome album. Awesome album.
The next one, Ozzy. That's right. Next one, Johnny.
Next one, Ozzy. There you go.
Wait a minute. What's up with the? What am I looking at?
What is that in the middle? Vinyl.
See now, hey, leave it there for a second, Johnny. This is an interesting thing of IPs. Go back to that ad for a second. Go back to that. Because on my screen, between Blizzard of Oz, I've got a Japanese ad up here.
Oh.
So just for the fact of IPs and stuff, I've got the same fact that there's an ad in there. But I've got that one.
I'd rather see her ass. Sorry.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just telling you. Anyway, so the Pretenders album.
Is that like a 50s pinup? Looks like
that's the ad that I have.
That looks like a 50s kind of pinup kind of thing.
Yours is a bit better than mine, but anyway.
Definitely.
The Pretenders album. There's another great album coming in a moment. REO Speedwagon, High Fidelity.
That album's great. High Fidelity? Absolutely.
But here comes next. Wait for it, Johnny. Here comes the album, which is going to put the best competition to anything else that we've had up so far. Scroll down, Johnny. Here we go. Rush, Permanent Waves.
My second favorite band, Van Halen,
Spirit of Radio.
So close.
Spirit of Radio. What a track.
What year was that? Was that 79? What year was that?
This is still 1990. Sorry, no, 1980. Sorry.
80. Okay.
No, 80. Next one, Saxon. Wheels of Steel.
Was it Saxon? Oh, yeah.
We only got a couple more to go. Now, the next one,
name a song off that. You're right.
Keep going.
There it is.
Yeah, but it's a popular album. I'm not a big Bruce
No, I mean that one.
either.
Springsteen's "The River" is fun, but I mean like Saxon, I couldn't. I know they were a big, new album band, but
not enough distortion on this one.
Next album was definitely a big one.
Yeah,
you too.
Johnny,
it's too far, Johnny.
Johnny, don't shoot your wad too early, there, Johnny.
Johnny,
don't make me get Mancuda on you.
What singles were from Boy? There was that Bullet the Blue Sky, or no? That was
no, that was oh god, now I'm vaguing. Jesus, that was
Why is John
Sunday
Beale
night-
asking the question?
I know,
I'm
right?
suddenly forgetting.
I will
I
follow.
can't think of it either. I'm out.
I will follow.
It's been
I
a
know,
long
it's-
night.
it's-
I will follow.
know.
I will
Thank you.
follow. There we go.
Yes.
Thank you. Let me see. Boy, I'm just quickly
Somebody-
looking. 'Cause, I mean, that was the first U2 album.
This was part of the track to "I Will Follow." The bottle. Somebody played a bottle, and "I Will Follow."
Think
You
of
know the
that.
song.
I
you
Will
know
Follow.
what I'm talking about.
I'll,
Think of that.
was it?
The first album,
I'll
right?
play bottle.
I'll play bottle. I will follow.
Now,
The
next album, Johnny?
That
the
song
next
needs-
album,
That song needs more bottle.
Women and Children First.
I've heard of that one.
And the last album,
Ready?
Whitesnake live in
Hold on.
the heart of the city.
Ready?
I already said it.
There's a track called "Lots of Control." Ever heard that?
Whitesnake live in the heart of the city.
I had
Really?
this one.
Interesting.
I had this one.
Interesting era of Whitesnake there.
It was shortly after he was with, he was with what band before? Just before Whitesnake, Deep Purple.
Was it? Yeah, with Deep Purple, yeah.
Oh no, Ned, you're all wet. Dang it.
Oh, Ned.
He's all wet.
Dang it.
That's what she said.
Ooh.
Oh, he's got paw prints on my table.
You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Like 1980 just had something incredible about it.
Just think of
Now
exactly. Think of all
Now it's
all the genres there.
well, but that was the rock thing though. But like, see, as far as like if you get outside of rock, because I've got another list in front of me here. Closer by Joy Division. Dirty Mind by Prince was 1980. Let me see what else we got up here. Oh, that Bloody Police album that I can't pronounce. Zenyatta Mondata.
Then Taya
That's the
Madea.
I've never been good at pronouncing that album's name.
Then Yada Mondata. You just have to hear them say it once.
This was
Peter Gabriel's self-titled album, Peter Gabriel, was 1980.
Then you had Metal Box by Public Image Limited.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Hotter Than
Oh, were
July
they
by
around at that
Stevie
point?
Wonder.
There we go. Saxon.
Actually, PIL
Wow.
album was 79, but still close enough.
Castle Dog.
Hotter Than July by Stevie Wonder. That was a big album.
Stevie Wonder.
And the funny
Good
in
stuff.
19
but,
in 1980, I turned 8.
1980, I was 6.
There you go.
Johnny was not even thought
that
of at
was
that point.
that was 10 years before I
Oh, before you what? First played with your pee-pee?
What? Ah!
Before he got married.
What year? He's laughing because it's true. Oh my god! One of my absolute favorite non-heavy rock albums was 1980.
I thought you were going to
Billy
ask
Joel.
what year. I thought we were going to ask what
Billy-
year did everybody start playing?
No. Billy Joel, Glass Houses. That was a great album.
Awesome.
Was that Piano Man?
Really
Or,
good.
no, Piano Man was before
No.
the 70s.
No.
Yeah,
Glass Houses.
Good point. The Cars wasn't on that list.
The Cars.
Oh, I
was
just went with
was
what I
that
saw.
what album was their big hit? Was it Drive? I don't
The
know.
Cars?
Yeah.
Cars have a lot of it.
What was the
The first one, and then Heartbeat City.
Oh, Candy O. Candy O was 70.
Candy-O was a big album from, yeah.
Great song.
Billy Joel?
Great song.
Yeah, yeah.
You may be right. Billy Joel. That was the opening track.
It was
Like
my
that
first
album.
big concert. Billy Joel, 1988 Stormfront. That was the first arena show I ever saw.
I saw Billy
You
Joel.
would've-
I saw Billy Joel with Eric Clapton and Elton John.
Wow.
Guest stars came out in Madison Square Garden.
I was gonna say Shea State. Didn't they play at Shea Stadium too?
I was at the Garden.
Well, New York. Any of the New York shows. they
Yeah,
always had
yeah. I was
big-
there. I was there during the filming when they filmed it in Yankee Stadium.
Oh yeah, I have
Yeah.
that DVD somewhere.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that show. I've watched that
Yeah, good
so
show.
many times. I thought I saw you in the audience.
I was the one doing this.
Yeah,
Um,
that guy.
I actually got to see Billy Joel and Elton John together on the Piano Men tour in, like, I think it was 97. I was front row.
Awesome.
I got a high
Jones in the
five.
house. Joshua Jones in the house.
Hey, Josh. I will
Joshua
say
that's Sideshow Bob, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a.
That Billy Joel concert really kind of turned me onto guitar playing and live music. I mean,
Really?
Just going, because I mean, at that point I had just kind of started thinking about music as like something that I was interested in. I was never really like interested into art or anything like that, but then I started getting interested in music, just seeing that live show with Billy Joel and whatever band he was with at that time, Liberty DeVito and the rest of his musicians, and
Crystal Taliaferro.
I was just so like impressed. That was me as a mouth breather, like sitting there through the whole show, just sitting there like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy is definitely the best ever.
Man. Yeah.
Joshua Jones, surely you've heard the Sideshow Bob thing before. He's just put in the comments Sideshow Bob with a laughing face. Surely he's heard that before.
I'm trying to find the picture of Sideshow Bob here. Here's this one.
Good old Kelsey Grammer.
Well, and you got
that's right. It is
John Entwistle of The Simpsons.
You really are the ultimate collector.
Now that is awesome.
Well, everybody thought it was Spinal Tap at first, and they're like, "Oh, well, look at what's his name?
It looks like it.
Derek Small."
Yeah.
Derek.
Actually, has he got cocaine hanging from his nose?
He might. Well, that's how he died, isn't it? John Entwistle died from,
unfortunately, yes.
He's got the fake what is that? The Fender bird. He used to have the Fender bird, Fender jazz headstock, and the Firebird.
Playing a little guitar.
Actually, that's what he's playing in this picture here. So I guess it's accurate.
I'm gonna do a Joshua Jones impersonation. You ready? Here you go.
Hear it.
This is hard to do. I'm gonna get ready.
There you go.
Here you go, Michael. Here's my Joshua Jones impersonation. You ready?
Yeah.
Here you go. Vibrate the living fuck out of the fingerboard until your fingers go through the fingerboard and come all the way out the other side.
You know what's funny? When we were there recording that, Caleb said it, and he was exactly right. It's like if Eddie Van Halen and
Zach Wilde had a baby.
Yeah.
Killer.
Dude, I love SD Design has just said, can you play Kashmir? And the truth is, yes, I can, in the correct tuning too.
There you go.
I think Joshua enjoyed my little impersonation.
Look up Joshua Jones. Just Google his ass.
Yeah, Google his ass.
I'll throw up some of this shit. Hang on.
Tune that thing.
So, Dadgad is the way to play. Oh, hang on.
Dadgad.
Actually, so no, you need a G. So it's D, A, D, G, B, and D. That's how you do it, yeah. So your fingering is just two notes like that together, and you. Actually, that's not. Hang on, I've got something wrong. I know what I've done wrong. You have to tune the B string down to A. That's it. Although I have to say, Johnny's going to be pissed if we keep playing it because like Led Zeppelin is one of the ultimate blockers out there.
Exactly right.
It's kind of a cool open chord, yeah.
Yep. So it's again D A D G.
A E.
Yeah, A and D. No, it's got to be D on the bottom one.
Oh, okay.
The bottom one's got to be D. So, whatever you do, John, don't play the whole riff because it'll get Johnny blocked from the whole video.
I'm not.
But just if you do
never going to play it accurate enough.
If you do two fingers on the G string and the G string and the E string on the same fret, and then you just drop one fret on the G string as you go like this.
Where you're on the G string and the.
So
okay.
Here, those two, and then you drop down from 12 to 11. So you do there. Then you do 9th. Oh, sorry, 10th, sorry.
Anyway.
I mean, he's asking, can I play it? So that's the lesson. You do it on the 12th, on the 10th, and then on the 7th, 5th, 3rd, and that's how you do it. That's how.
And that was kind of what was he inspired by when he wrote that song?
Possibly
kind of
because of all the
Indian
drones.
music, or
yeah. Well, the name Kashmir and all the droning notes in there too. So a sitar kind of a tuning, I would say, to some degree. So yes, SD design. I can play Kashmir. Those are not triads. Those are. What's the interval on that? What's the interval? It's a 4th or a 5th, depending on which way around you look at it. It's really nice, though. You should be able to find a tutorial on YouTube pretty easily for how to play Kashmir. You should. Great tune, though. Really good tune. So, Johnny, we just played the entire Led Zeppelin catalog for you while you were gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know, I heard.
you should be getting dinged for that.
I was trying to be careful. Trying to be very careful. Actually, if anybody wants a true adventure in learning a crazy tuning Led Zeppelin song, and I've forgotten the tuning now, learn the Rain song. That song has got some amazing chords and some amazing tunings, and I've just forgotten right now what the tunings. I used to know how to play it really well, but I haven't played it for a long time.
Well, that's the one that goes. It's kind of the double song. Song remains the same, and then goes into the Rain song. Plays with the double neck, the 12 and the 6 on that.
Yeah, but he when he does it live, I remember there's a version when Page and Plant did their Page and Plant band, and they did a live version of that in acoustic format. And he used a 12-string live on that one, if I remember correctly. But most of the time, he used to use a 6-string live with Zeppelin, I believe, when they played it. But it sounds so nice on a 12 because I've got my double neck, and I used to tune the 12-string on the double neck just to be able to play that song. Such a beautiful song.
Well, and I think Song Remains the Same, the movie. I think they do both of them, Rain Song, and then that's the whole Robert Plant fantasy sequence where he's like the knight with the sword and he's riding the horse and all that.
He's trying to do Tolkien.
And I think Jimmy was playing the double neck on that. I think he was playing the double neck on that.
The two songs are very differently tuned, though.
I wonder how they did it. They did it live. Then he may have had the 12 tuned different than the 6, I guess. Or
I don't know. Feel strangely that he did actually play it on song. I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that you're wrong. For some reason, I'm feeling like he played a Dan Electro or something else on Song Remains the Same for it, but I can't recall right this minute. I could be very wrong.
Should I get the
Nightbot's asking for 100 thumbs up. Yeah, by all means. Look at you. I tell you, this guy has everything. Are you sure you're not already in a bunker getting ready for the coronavirus to turn into some sort of a nuclear fallout?
I've been preparing for years, man. I'm ready for this.
In like 3 weeks, he'll be the only one on the show. Well, everybody else is dead. And
Well, 4:46. It's 4:46 here. I still haven't had lunch. We've been on air.
We're
for
winding
3 hours
down.
and
I think
49
we got
minutes.
about 10 minutes. 10 minutes to go.
Yeah,
But,
and I
let's
can't
just see
talk
what,
anymore because I'm getting yelled at. So
let's just see what the rain song includes. Or
Is Ned yelling at you?
yeah. Ned keeps coming in from the rain and jumping on my desk and getting
The rain
my
song.
desk all wet.
How much
And,
space is there in the house between you and Mrs. Beane?
Not much. I'm
That's
facing the bedroom wall.
Oh, and I can hear your
So-
voice has really dropped a lot.
not good.
Should we just call it?
Yeah.
Should we just call it a day for now?
I'm talking very quiet. Hey, Brian. We could. Hey, Brian. Hey, man.
What's going on, guys?
I know. I'm
Hey,
good.
actually, it'll be fine for the podcast because I boosted up with the compressor in the living room, so whispering's fine. So it just sounds really creepy. Just whisper.
It sounds super creepy in my headphones, dude. I got to tell you.
Gotta get some reverb on that. Get some.
Hey, you. Got one of my babies here.
Well,
Real quick.
my family's home. I'm going to disappear too because my family's just gotten home.
One of your babies.
Of course, runs away from me. Son of a bitch.
Johnny,
Yeah.
I'm going to go. My family's just gotten home. I'm going to
Okay,
run.
cool. Cool.
Gentlemen,
Great to see you,
it's been
man.
a fun afternoon for me. Thank you. Nice chilled way to spend my Sunday afternoon.
Great
Sorry,
hanging
no Ron,
out, Jason.
John BL.
There we go. Here's well, actually,
I got to unlock the door.
I had the freeze frame, but I lost it there.
Freeze frame.
There's the
Freeze
12
frame.
string. No, I can't play it.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you can't show that. Oh.
It's just the freeze frame.
So he is playing the double neck.
Yeah, he was on
Okay.
the rain song.
Yeah, it's just there's something about it. I can't remember what it was. There was something. I think he might have played the double neck only on the 6th string. Was maybe what I noticed that was kind of odd to me. So as
Yeah,
you said, maybe
I know
he
the
tuned
tuning
two
was a
differently.
little different for that for the rain song.
It was very different.
So what? He had the double neck and he only played the 6th string.
So
he
like,
played
so
both,
he played.
but I think
He played song
it's kind of a
Remains the Same on the
double
12
song.
string.
Song remains the same
Right,
slash
right.
rain song.
Okay.
And I think he only played the 12 string on the rain song.
It would make sense.
Okay.
So he played the double guitar and the double song.
It's a double
Oh
guitar.
God, Johnny, really,
It's got two
really, Johnny,
guitars.
you were
Double.
giggling about that.
Double.
Was it
That just shows where we're at right now. Is
One
time-
Yeah,
guitar,
I think we're-
one guitar per song?
Bye bye,
Good.
Zach Thong. Bye bye,
Bye.
Simon Williams. People
Yes,
are leaving,
thank you.
and I'm going to leave too.
Everyone,
Okay.
SD Design, thank you for joining us tonight. Brian Spalding, Dogpaw, Jason McNamara, Michael Smith,
Woohoo! John BL,
thank you, and Johnny
Johnny
Beane.
Bean. Without Johnny Bean, none of us would be here.
That's right.
That's right.
So
We would
Have
be
a great
sitting
week,
here in front of our
everyone. Stay
computers
healthy.
Just talking to our webcam.
stay healthy, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, Jason, for joining us tonight, and as always, Michael Smith, Johnny.
Yep.
You
Thank
guys
you,
rock.
John
Have
BL.
a great
Thank
one.
you, Johnny.
Have a great
Thank you
one.
for coming on.
How do you do that?
Like this. There you go.
Like
Jason.
that? Is it like that?
Thumbnail.
Lady y'all.
Leave a thumbs up, everybody,
Oh,
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I need to
thumbs
quickly
up.
do that before I go.
on Facebook and what is this? YouTube. Yeah, we were live on Facebook tonight as well.
that's right.
Well, we probably have like 2,000 views. On YouTube, we probably have like 200 views. On Facebook, we have like 2,000.
Nice.
I just gave what I believe is the 42nd thumb up, but we've got 5 thumbs down.
I'm seeing 42, yeah.
Dave probably didn't like my impersonation of him earlier, and he went through every account he's got just with a thumbs down.
You go one on that.
I love it.
Oh, that's the fair warning thing.
Yeah.
Now, which pop music band from the 80s used those things in their music video? Anybody? And which song was it?
I should know.
Was
This.
it
Oh,
Take On Me? Uh-huh.
No, it was not.
Peter Gabriel? Wow. I should know that, but I don't.
We Close Our Eyes by Go West.
Who?
We Close Our Eyes. Really? You guys don't know that song?
Didn't they have a song? They had another song.
They were a British band. We
They
Close
had-
Our Eyes. Go West. Great song.
I've heard of Head East. Ever heard of Head East? That band?
That's in
I
a
heard-
complete opposite
There's
direction.
Go West and Head East. I don't know.
I heard of Down South.
I'm
Something
going.
north. Peter North.
Bye-bye.
Take
I'm
All
off
right,
going.
folks.
to the Great White North.
Good night,
Jason,
everyone.
thanks.
Good night, Mr. Smith. Good night, Mr.
Good night.
Beane. Good night, Mr. BL.
Good night,
Bye-bye,
you
Mr.
guys.
Smith.
Oh, wrong one.
Good night, everybody. Here we go. Like this.
That's a wrap.
Why does this look so weird? Oh, there's a thing back there. All right.
It's a background.
All right, we'll end it. Don't hang up. We'll end it. Good night.
Hey, we're still live. Look at that. Should I don't know. What should I talk about?
Now what? Hi, everybody. Johnny Beane. Whoop. EVH. Keep fucking going.